Welcome to pw.live English YouTube channel. Welcome to the Titan, Pinnacle, Prarambh English batches and also to the YouTube community. Aduji, Mayur, Nirupama, Neha, Rishi, Sanchi, Evelyn, Raja Durga, Sakshi, Ronaldo, Saha Mitra, Sujay, Diya, Vaishnavi, Komal, Jayant Kumar, ATM Sheikh. I'm fantastic. Thank you all for asking. Kamal Gaming. Good evening. Good evening. Anushka, Ronaldo. Guru Purnima in advance, right? Good evening, Cheta. Hi, Nandini, Anushka, Dharani, Vibha. All right, people. Thank you for asking. Fantastic, fantastic. Let's move on. The topics: news in short, science and technology, Vikram 1, news in short 2, society, employment, public administration or governance, we have right to footpath, Supreme Court and insurance, economics, we have rising inflation, and one more news in short is there. Now, for today's class, there are two PDFs. One PDF is associated with the topics, whatever I'll be discussing here. The second PDF is directly a document which you can keep with you, because this document is all about the right to protest, what actions can the police take, what are the important Supreme Court judgments with regard to the same. So the entire compilation, I think it will come to around some 13 or 12 pages. PDF document is there. Both the documents, I believe, is available in the description section. So please download both and keep it with you. Okay. All right. FCR bill, we have already discussed it. Duragappa, we have already discussed it. All right. So yes, let us finish off the first topics first, because obviously the YouTube community as well as most of you would like to know about the resignation, its implications, etc. And I'm pretty much sure you are all excited, and there is definitely emotions are running high, and you are also maybe politically inclined either towards the government or towards the opposition. Whatever it is your fundamental right. You have every right to feel whatever you're feeling. You have every right to express your opinion, whatever you are thinking right now. Getting the point here. So let us not think of it only from a political angle. We are not activists. Please understand that. If you're preparing for a government exam, you cannot afford to be an activist. You should view things strictly from constitutional point, from the judicial point, from a law and order perspective. Because ultimately, I hope and I pray that you don't end up on the activist side of the crowd, but rather you end up on the riskier and the even more difficult crowd management side. That is, you end up either as an IAS officer or as an IPS officer. All right, people. So let us take it forward. News in short. Medical negligence, Ghaziabad. So for example, this is a case, again, very sad case, because a neighbor lured a child with chocolate, 4-year-old girl. He raped her so brutally that the father later found her in blood. He took her to 2 private hospitals. Both the private hospitals denied medical care. By the time he took his daughter to the government medical college, the doctors declared her as brought dead. Supreme Court has come heavily down upon the doctors who were involved in it, and the case will undergo further hearings, etc. Clear? SIR data in West Bengal. Now, what is this SIR data? Now, I already told you a special intensive revision exercise was conducted by the Election Commission of India just before the elections were held in West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and almost every other state wherever elections were due. As per Article 324, Election Commission of India can conduct this exercise. There is nothing wrong with it. But once this SIR exercise was conducted, Election Commission of India identified a few people who are not voters because they did not have the documents to verify that they belonged to that particular area or that particular region. They did not have the necessary documents, or their documents were found to be fake. In other words, what it simply means is, if you're not a voter, it simply means it asks the question, are you a citizen then? Getting the picture here? But then Supreme Court basically said that Election Commission of India has no right to basically decide questions of citizenship. Questions of citizenship has to be decided by the Ministry of Home Affairs as per the relevant sections of Citizenship Act. So what was the issue here? Now, once you found out who are not the voters, what the government did, using that SIR data, they started removing people from schemes. Schemes associated with National Food Security Mission, schemes associated maybe with Swachh Bharat, or schemes associated anywhere where they are the beneficiaries. They are receiving money or they are receiving any subsidy from everywhere. They started removing it. So Supreme Court made it very clear that SIR data, SIR cannot determine citizenship, and therefore SIR data cannot be used to remove beneficiaries from welfare schemes. Got the point here? Coming to Operation Tufan. The Operation Tufan, it has been initiated in the state of Kerala. Now, very rarely you will get this, but sometimes you can get it also. And the fact of the matter is, individual initiatives taken by a state, it can come as a question. For example, in internal security paper, they had asked a question with regard to Cyber Dome, which had again appeared, which took place in the state of Kerala as an initiative to stop child pornographic videos circulation. This was many years ago. Now the state of Kerala has taken up an initiative, and that is Operation Tufan, to basically deal with the narcotic drug trafficking. What do you mean by narcotic drugs? Narcotic drugs are those drugs that can affect your nervous system. It's an anti-drug campaign against narcotics network. Kerala Police, NCOR, that is Narco Coordination Center, Nidan, National Integrator Database on Arrested Narco Offenders, DANSAF, District Anti-Narcotic Special Action Force. All these will coordinate in a multi-agency enforcement, intelligence sharing and cyber forensics. The rest is about the data. Alright, the rest is about the data. SIR के basis पर remove नहीं करेंगे sir, नहीं करेंगे. They cannot do it. See, SIR, Election Commission of India, has only one job. And what is that job? Update the voters list. That Election Commission of India can do. But that data cannot be used by the government of India as a validation that, okay, because your name is not there in the voters list, I am going to remove you from the list of the beneficiaries. That you cannot do. That is what the Supreme Court ruling is about. It is a very, very important ruling now, because now the ball is back in the court of the central and the state government. Because if I am not a voter, now it is their responsibility to prove that I am not a citizen also. I have entered the country illegally, and therefore I am not eligible to be a beneficiary of their schemes. Not so easy. Oh, already started. I am communal. Oh, you know, I'll tell you one thing. It is always easier to argue with these andh-bhakts, like this extreme levels of BJP supporters are there. It is always easy to deal with them, because somewhere at least they will accept their mistakes. The worst lot are the left liberals. They will never accept their mistake, and any time they want to counter you, they'll immediately call you communal. One guy even called me RSS ideologue. Do whatever you want. You have something specific to corner me with. That I said a communal statement. This is the statement that I made. If you have a statement like that, bring it up. Send it straight away to Alak Pandey sir itself. Alright. He will fire me. Trust me. He will fire me. PW doesn't require me. Trust me on that. It's a multi-million-dollar organization now. Straight away send it to him. India Semiconductor Mission Phase 2. Expanded semiconductor manufacturing support, Government of India. So capital subsidy will be given, manufacturer linked incentives will be given, so that what will happen? Semiconductor manufacturing can be increased. SIR means special intensive revision. 1.27 lakh crore is the outlay. Phase 1 subsidy. You will get at least 50% subsidy if you are planning to set up semiconductor plants in the country. All right. Bengaluru civic polls. Election deadline extended due to SIR. So those of you who are my polity students, remember I have told you that elections, when you see on time, elections are held at central level, at state level, every 5 years. But when it comes to local body elections, panchayat elections or municipality elections, that is not the case. Exceptions are there, like the state of Kerala or maybe Andhra Pradesh, etc. But the rest of the states, that is not the story. And what is the reason for that? The simplest of the simplest reason is, well, when it comes to union level and state level elections, Election Commission of India conducts the union level and state level elections. When it comes to state local bodies, Panchayati Raj and municipalities, it is conducted by State Election Commission, not Election Commission of India. And who appoints the State Election Commission? State Election Commission is appointed by the state government. If state government doesn't set this up, there will be no elections. That is the bottom line. And what has happened interestingly here? Oh, sorry. Polls extended to December 2026. Now, election deadline has been extended due to special intensive revision. Right now, even in Karnataka, special intensive revision is going on because apparently in another 1 or 2 years, you will have elections in Karnataka. So SIR is happening in Karnataka, and for that reason, they have pushed the Bengaluru civic polls again to December. Now, I think it has been a total of 8 years since municipal elections were conducted here. Semiconductor. Abe Jadon, sir, your weekly CA session helped a lot in CAPF exam. Thank you so much. I hope you clear it. Manasbal Lake restoration, ecological recovery with return of migratory birds. Vullar Manasbal Developmental Authority. Weed removal, dredging, water budgeting, waste management. So weed removal. What are weeds? Weeds, you know, right? Unwanted plants that grows. Once they removed the weeds and they started doing this dredging. Dredging means to remove the silt that has got collected at the bottom. Not only silt, even waste, everything. All that they started removing it. Automatically what happened? Ecological recovery started taking place and migratory birds started coming back. All right. Aya Sheikh, classes that you took for Indian polity a year ago, can we refer that still? Aya Sheikh, please understand, with the current politico judicial environment what we are having in the country, polity, the structure, it is okay, whatever I taught. But it requires a heavy level of updation from the side of current affairs. You can refer it for a basic level, but you need to constantly keep updating it. That is the curse as well as the beauty of the subject, polity and governance. All right. Coming to recognition of intersex persons, petition has been sought separate legal recognition for persons with congenital variations in sex characteristics. Notice issued, statutory framework and medical protocol committee sought. That means intersex persons are there, not belonging to either of the gender, male and female. So for that, a petition has been filed in Supreme Court. I have already told you, in the Western world, etc., in some parts of Europe, America now, because it is under Trump's administration, Trump basically gave a declaration telling that there are only 2 genders, man, woman, end of the story, male, female. But in some parts of Europe, we do have what? LGBTQIA++. It is there. Getting the picture here. So for that intersex, the third gender, or rather intersex, not third gender, sorry, intersex recognition needs to be given. A petition has been filed. We will have to wait and watch again what will be the outcome of it. Now, yes, when the monsoon offer we had announced, many of the students had actually said, please extend the offer, please extend the offer. And as usual, PW always listens to the students, and therefore we have come up with the Guru Purnima offer where the UPSC foundation batches will be starting from 11,000 rupees. Please tell this to all your friends, because I still getting queries from students who have paid 2.5 lakh, 2 lakhs to coaching academies who hardly teach anything, but they're very prompt in taking the fees. UPSC Foundation Batch Prahar 2027, which will be in English. Titan 2027, it is in English. This is for 1 year, people. 11,000. At the very affordable price of 11,000 it is. UPSC Foundation Batch Sankalp 2028, Pinnacle 2028 English, 13,000. Now I'll tell you what is the difference between these two batches. If your attempt is in 2027, you're planning to give your attempt in 2027, and for you it is like do or die. You're ready to give it everything. You're ready to work really hard, because your classes will be very hectic here. I'm telling you right away. Your class schedule will be very, very hectic. You should be ready to put in the hard work. Then go for 2027. If you have time, you are like, no, I want to do it a little slowly, taking my time. Then in that case, go for Sankalp Batch, English or Hindi, both are available, as well as the Pinnacle Batch 2028, which is available in the English language at the affordable price of 13,000. Then you have, what are the Foundation Batch features? You have GS and CSET classes, daily prelims plus mains questions, answer writing, class notes, doubt solving, and weekly current affair classes, which you know, which I'll be taking. All right. Moving on with Select 360. Now, if you take an add-on feature, that is along with your Titan or with your Pinnacle, you want to take a Select 360. If you take, you get Nischay batch, which will be taken by UPSC toppers, 1:1 mentorship, 22 UPSC wala hard copies, answer writing plus evaluation. This will be a little more dedicated than just simply taking Pinnacle batch or Prahar batch, Sankalp batch, whatever. Test series will be there. UPSC Khazana will be there. Khazana simply means same subject but different faculties. Their recorded lectures will be available there. So if you want to like, okay, I don't want this faculty, I want to listen from some other faculty, you can very well follow it from there. Then you have NCRT recorded lectures. If you go for Select 360 Pro, you get an officer's kit. You also get Plan B preparation content recorded. Now I always keep telling you, have a plan B, have a backup plan. I keep telling this to you, getting the point here. So this plan B preparation is basically what you will have: recorded lectures of UPSC CAPF, NABARD, EPFO, RBI grade B, PWPI OTT platform access also you will get, where you can upskill yourself with regard to your IT skills, AI skills, whatever it is. This is the option. If you, this is, so 360 Pro means this plus this, both you get. My suggestion would be to go for this, or for all of you who feel that you will give your attempt in 2028, I would suggest take this up. Take this up. Parallelly keep a plan B ready for you. All right. UPSC optionals again starts at 11,000, which is available in the English language and Hindi language. Now, whenever you hear English, don't worry. I have many queries coming in again, sir. English means we won't understand. No, English content it will be, English explanations it will be. Maybe 1 or 2 sentences here and there, they will explain it in Hindi. And to all my Hindi speaking crowd out there, let me tell you, UPSC does not have English language. UPSC has it either English or Hindi. So, to all of you, I would suggest when you take up the English batch, please make it a point that you try to understand everything in English. You write also everything in English, because exam has that demand. If you are comfortable only with the Hindi language, please opt for Hindi stream. Clear? So UPSC Prarambh 2029, this is basically for all those people who have just entered college. Maybe or so somebody I just saw now, I am from Kerala, currently a 2-year MBBS, second year MBBS student, wish to prepare for UPSC. Archa, for you, I would, Archa, I think Archa it is. I would suggest this course for you. Now, this is one of the most well planned out courses, I would say, especially if you are in college. Why I would tell that is, now the whole fees is 29,000. The entire course of Prarambh, who can give their attempt in 2029, it is spread out beautifully. In your first year, we'll be only teaching you NCRTs. You'll be only having maximum 3 hours of class. 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour. That too after your college time. So 5 to 6:30, 7 to 8:30. That's it. We'll be only teaching you NCRTs. Very basic concepts. In the second year is where we take you through CSAT preparation and GS concepts and answer writing. It is in the final year again where your optional foundation and rigorous answer writing practice, everything will be taken care of. That means among all the three batches, Praram batches, that batch were right from NCRT to your optional, everything gets covered. Yes, you have the liberty to choose the optional from the list, whatever we have given. Number one. For Titan and Pinnacle, it only covers what? It only covers GS and CSAT. Optional, you will have to enroll for it separately. Clear, people? Srijam Prelims plus Mains 2027. Test series is the 9,000 rupees in English and Hindi. Alright, that is what it is. Are you Malayali from Kerala? Can you say one line in Malayalam? Malayali ആണ് കേരളത്തിൽ നിന്നാണ് പക്ഷെ ഇപ്പോഴുള്ളത് ബാംഗ്ലൂരിലാണ്. Optional batches are also upcoming in October because I'm not enrolling in ongoing batches. Aduji, you can enroll. From October, you can enroll. There is nothing wrong. Not October, maybe it will be November, December. If your attempt is in 27, I would suggest you to join now. Right away, you join it because October, November, and all, the problem will be that you will have your CSET classes also. So that is why I would suggest you, please join right away. Don't wait till then. Now, if you join at least by November, December, your this thing, optionals will get over and at least you will be free in your afternoon. Vikram 1. Now, Vikram 1 is a landmark achievement as far as private space companies are concerned. It is truly the first made in India private rocket that was launched. It is a remarkable feat. Now, you also would have come across the news where you would have read that many ISRO scientists, in massive numbers, they were resigning from ISRO. Simple logic. Salary is low. Work hours are high. That is the main reason. And ever since the central government allowed private sector to, start building rockets or start providing the space components, etc., what many of the ISRO scientists are feeling is, why should we struggle here? Because see, the point is the whole idea of, working till 60, then retiring, then spending some quality time with your family, that is literally over. If you really ask the current Gen Z, they are already thinking of retiring by the age of 30. By 30, they want to start their own firm. They want to run their own company, etc., which will generate money for them, or their shares should return money for them. This is the overall idea. So it is not at all surprising that the ISRO scientists are finally realizing that let us make money fast and then go right into the sunset. Getting the picture here? Because in Vikram 1 also, the company that was responsible for it, Skyroot Aerospace, they have also hired ISRO scientists. Getting the point here? So let us see. Orbital rocket. What is an orbital rocket? A rocket capable of placing a payload into a stable orbit around the Earth. That is what an orbital rocket is. Payload means what you're carrying, what the rocket is carrying. So Vikram 1 was a orbital rocket. And where did it place it? Low Earth orbit. So low Earth orbit is there. Middle Earth is there. High is there. Or rather geostationary orbit is there. So geostationary orbits, etc., generally So if this is Earth, if I don't have much high budget, I have only small rockets with me. Where do I launch it? I will launch it at the low Earth orbit. And low Earth orbit means it is somewhere over here. Generally, let us say 1000 to 2000 kilometer. This region. And this is also the region where you will find maximum satellites. This region right here, low Earth orbit. Got the point here? Generally, if I want to study about weather, I want to study about agriculture. Why? Even if I want to spy, I will place the satellites here in this low Earth orbit. Because closer the satellite is to the Earth, faster will be its speed. Why? Gravity. Farther is the satellite. So what will happen is if I place one satellite here, these are solar panels, by the way, to power the satellite. So I place the satellite here. This satellite can either move in the north, will move in the north-south direction. It will keep crossing India at least, let us say, 15 or 16 times in a single day. Keep moving. It will keep going at high speeds. So that way I can monitor what is happening even across Pakistan also, because it will keep crossing Pakistan at the same time every day. That way I can even monitor what is happening across the border, whether any intrusion is happening, whether any tents are being constructed, whether any barricades are being put up. Everything I can do with this. Because it keeps taking photograph at the same time of the day, every day. Got the point? But let us say if I have to make a phone call, that time I cannot tell, your satellite is going. No. I will call you after 2 minutes. After 3 hours, I'll call you. Let the satellite come back again. That will be difficult. Because to make communication, to talk, for internet, everything, I need a steady place for the satellite. And how do I establish that steadiness? That is possible only if the satellite stands right above India, always. All right. Literally stands above India. Only then you can have it. So what is that called? That is your geosynchronous orbit. And generally that is like very, very far away. Anywhere between 28, 25 to 35,000 kilometer away. So that is almost like, for example, some of you at least would have experienced this. Some of you would have tried it out. Some of your friends might have done it. That is, a girl is traveling in scooter. She is totally covered. She has worn her socks, even gloves also, long gloves for her hand, everything. She is wearing a helmet. She is fully covered. But still there will be some chapris going along with her. When she stops, they will also stop. When she goes, they will also go. Same thing the satellite also does. Obviously, satellite doesn't stop, but the satellite's position will be always above India as the Earth is rotating. It is literally covering like this. That ensures what? Better communication, internet connectivity, etc. But needless to say, to put a satellite here at this distance, it's a very expensive affair. You need money for it, definitely. You need fuel for it. You need really heavy rockets for it. Got the point here? That is the point. So the name of the mission is Mission Agaman. Mission made India the third country. These are your potential prelims points. Third country where a privately developed launch vehicle has successfully demonstrated orbital capability. So what did this mission actually launch? It deployed 6 technology demonstration payloads only. Demonstration means to show that this technology will work. Getting the point here. Wait a minute. So in this mission, basically, they deployed only very, very simple things. Not that they literally launched something there. They went and deployed a satellite. No. They deployed only small stuff. For example, a postcard signed by the Prime Minister of India. That they put it up over there. Because the basic purpose of this entire mission was to prove that, yes, we can put up a rocket there. Getting the point here? Yes. Sneha. Soumya, there are 2 PDFs today. Please open your eyes and see. And you should have come when I gave the instructions. Stop spamming the chat section. Now, what? Yeah. Until 2020, orbital launches in India were carried out exclusively by ISRO. Space sector reforms since 2020, including the creation of Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center in Space, the Indian Space Policy 2023, and permission for up to 49% FDI through the automatic route in launch vehicles enabled private firms to build launch vehicles, access ISRO infrastructure, and participate in commercial space activities. Government aims to expand India's space economy from about $8 billion to $44 billion by 2033. That means you plan to start up your own company now to launch satellites, etc., or even to provide components. I need not launch an entire rocket. Just provide the components. That is enough. Getting the point here? I need not launch the entire thing. All I need to do is what? Provide the components for the private companies. More and more companies are going to make entry. This is one major reason why ISRO scientists thought, why shouldn't I start my own company? Getting the point here? It is there in the description section, people. Description section. All right. Now, the rest of it are general data. What is Skyroot planning to do, etc. All that you can take it down. Regulatory environment. Now, this is not actually to be considered like a major victory for the simple reason that ultimately, even in private sector also, what is the main thing that will be driving up your market? Your pricing. So only if the company Skyroot is able to offer competitive pricing compared to the other players that are there in international arena, only then Skyroot will see a growth. Otherwise, it will take time. Clear? Rukaya, not relevant to this discussion. Sir, FDI is not more than 50%. Correct. FDI, why we are not making it more than 50% is because if it is more than 50%, the company, foreign company will be the owner. What type of satellite that foreign company will be launching, for whom it will be helping, we will never know. Because see, technology has reached that level. At the outset, people may say, no, this is a harmless satellite. But what if a foreign company comes which is going to spy on India and transfer the details maybe to US or China or to Pakistan? Got the point here? When you keep it only up to 49% FDI, what happens? 51% still will be in whose hands? Indian owners' hands. Indian owners will hesitate. Why they will hesitate? Okay, foreign player can run away after, let us say, harming India, but the Indian player will face the music later because you are the owner. You should have been careful from whom you are taking the investment. For what purpose are you making the rocket? I can hold them accountable. That is the reason. So the first PDF, first link, if you click, that is right to protest. That is the last topic that we'll be taking today. I asked you to keep that PDF with you because you will be needing it. That right to protest, police action, court ruling, sure short mains question either this year or next year. Take it from me. Or at least in your interview, that question is going to come. The second link just below that, if you click, that will take you to 18th to 24th July. All right, people. Little patience will go a long way, Again, coming to news and shorts, there have been an increase in school dropouts in Kerala. Quite shocking news when you consider that Kerala is known for its literacy rate as well as the civic sense that yes, once your child is born, you should take your child to school. All right. Students dropped out of state syllabus schools with migrant workers' children forming the largest group. Now, that is the point here. Students who have dropped out from state-run government schools, majority of them are from where? Migrant workers' children. What are the major reasons? One is migration. Obviously, they'll be keeping on moving on. So their studies will get affected because especially these people, they are not really from the state of Kerala. They are from other states. So they'll keep on moving on. Lack of interest in studies. That is true. Relocation. Dysfunctional families. Father and mother have no interest in the child's studies. That is quite natural. Generally, if you see, you understand one thing, not all the people from the poor family, not all the parents are really keen on pushing their children to become performers or have a better life. Some are like, it is okay. After all, he is a guy. It's a boy, right? It is okay. Kuch to kaam karke, let him leave. That is the general attitude. Let me tell you, people, to the YouTube community, I have told you multiple times, there are many attention seekers who comes into YouTube. And their only purpose is this. They have never got attention from their family, respect from anywhere. They are coming to seek their 2 seconds of fame here. Please stop indulging them. Let them tell whatever they want. You seriously want to take them to task, go and file a cyber complaint against it. It is YouTube. You can track them down. This is not Telegram channel or Instagram. You can track them down. Go file a cyber complaint. Simple. One case is enough. That person will be not even appointed as a cab driver or a security guard also. Forget government exam. So total dropouts, some data is given here, but you need not actually worry about this data part. We really need to understand the major societal issue here. For migrant workers, migrant workers, to ensure that their food is not disturbed, we have National Food Security Mission, where we have one nation, one ration card now. So if I am a migrant laborer, I can use my ration card, even if I'm from, let us say I'm from Kerala, but I can use my ration card to collect my ration even in Karnataka. So why? So that my nutrition is not lost. Got the point? Unfortunately, you cannot do that when it comes to education, because obviously language issue will be there. Because obviously, whenever you are putting a child into a government school, they are definitely going to teach the local language there. So if it is in Kerala, they'll be definitely teaching Malayalam. But if the migrant laborer now moves towards Tamil Nadu, obviously what will happen? The child will be at a loss now. What is this Tamil? I don't understand Tamil. Because first of all, the child is not even from Kerala. He is from North India. He or she is from North India. So they were used to Malayalam. Now suddenly they are exposed to Tamil, where they have to read it, write it also. It's never going to be easy. Got the point here? Moving on. Asiatic lions in coastal Gujarat. So this is one interesting scenario. That is in coastal regions of Gujarat. Now you can see lions walking over there along the beaches now. But that has not changed anything at the ground level. Their main prey is still nilgai. Nilgai formed, it's a deer again, a major part of their diet compared to livestock. All right. Livestock means obviously you know, right? What? Goat, cow, cattle, buffalo, all of that. Shubnur Kaur Shahi. Political classes for Pinnacle Batch, when it will start? I have no idea. I'm only a lecturer. I don't have any say over the planner or the other details. Okay. Butterflies and invasive plants in Raimona National Park. Where is this Raimona National Park? Bhutan. What have they discovered there? Now, what do we know about invasive species? Invasive species, what we know is that they are always going to affect the local ecology. African snail, you would have seen that big snails. All right, they can actually spread around. They can affect the local ecosystem, water bodies, etc. Sometimes even agriculture. Got the point here. And some plants are also there if you allow it to grow. Say for example, eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is very good. Eucalyptus oil, etc. Those are very good. But what is the problem with eucalyptus tree? Water sucking. They are not actually. You should, if you keep those plants, the biggest problem is they literally suck water like anything. So these are what we call invasive species because they invade that area. They spread so fast, and they also affect what? They also affect the local species. Getting the point here. Now, what is the discovery? The discovery is that some invasive species are actually good for butterflies. So how is it beneficial? Butterflies, as you know, are good pollinators. And if you have invasive species and if it is helping the butterfly population, simply what it means is it will improve the agriculture or the overall ecosystem. And that will lead to what? That will obviously lead to healthier herbivorous, then carnivorous, the entire food chain or food web. Got the point here? That is the idea. Clear? Supreme Court on Rajasthan demolition drive. Supreme Court has basically put a halt on the demolition drive that has been taking along the Rajasthan region. So this is again a classic example of Supreme Court intervening in executive decisions when Supreme Court feels that what the executive is doing is not right. Clear? One minute. Oh, sorry, pw.live. pw.live, I meant, not Raimona. Please make that correction, people. Thank you. Somebody corrected me there. Thank you so much. Raimona National Park is in Assam. You're right. Because obviously, Bodo Land University. Wildlife Sanctuary, Bhutan. All right. Border security in the Silguri corridor. Now, I have told this earlier also. Ever since the TMC government, Trinamool Congress government has been defeated in the state legislative assembly elections. And once the BJP government formed there, one thing that the central government and state government together, what they have done is building up the border fencing immediately. So some of the technology that has been used here is intruder warning system, radio-based fence intrusion detection system, gate management software, indigenous border security system. All these has been set up and they have been reviewed. And within another maybe 2-3 years, we can expect the entire West Bengal region completely locked and secured. Clear? Taj Mahal issue, whether it is a Hindu temple or Muslim temple, As of now, that is not a Hindu temple, it is not a Muslim temple, it is a monument. There is no evidence for this, authentic evidence for this, to say that it is a Hindu temple. There is no evidence. The entire argument comes from one book written by some author called Oak, O-A-K. I think 1968 he wrote one book, then he wrote it again in some updated his version. But the thing is that in his book he has not given any evidence to back his claim. And historians, all the known historians, have rejected his claim. Getting the point here. I heard about this Taj Mahal issue for the first time when I was in college. That it is actually a Shiva temple. Then they said it is some other temple. Whatever it is, bottom line is there is no evidence for it. As of now, as history stands, it is a monument constructed on at the behest of Shah Jahan, the Mughal emperor, in the memory of his wife Mumtaz. That's all that we know. All right, moving on. Bar Council of India social media guidelines. Bar Council of India issued norms regulating social media used by the legal fraternity. Circular prohibits advocates, law students, legal interns from creating or circulating content that sensationalizes court proceedings, bans promotional content inside court premises, edited live stream clips that ridicule or distort proceedings, AI-generated deepfakes, voice clones, fabricated judgments, misleading legal advice, undisclosed AI-generated legal content, and misuse of professional identity. I have told this continuous times that when it comes to social media henceforth, in whichever profession you are in, not just as an aspirant, I'm saying this. All right, not just an aspirant, I'm saying this. Whichever profession you are in, you should be a little careful with your social media usage, what type of comments you're posting there, what type of statements you're giving. A simple like or a share will not cause trouble if you are not a government servant. But even a fake video, if you are circulating it, it can come and bite you later. I've told this in my polity class also. That is, you would have seen, I don't know whether you would have seen those posts. Just give me a minute here. The thing about Gen Z is they call themselves Gen Z. I agree. But sometimes what happens is they behave like, yeah. Oh, that post he has deleted. Okay. I don't know whether you would have seen that post of a girl with this post with a mala, this, that, everything. And in Shuddha Hindi, they have wrote, this girl has died because of the police lati charge, etc. I lost my sister. Interestingly, whenever you make such a post, the person's name, their age, who they were, that would be mentioned. It was not mentioned there. So one of my student actually, he just messaged me telling that, गुरुजी इस पर बता करो आप, आई थिंक बात करो आप, ये कोई इंटरनेशनल टेररिस्ट है क्या? This was the question he asked me. That is in Jantar Mantar, a protest took place and police action, one female died. So what to do? What to do for it? He was basically asking me, अब इसका क्या बोलोगे आप? I did something very simple. Took a screenshot, straight away posted it in Gemini. And Gemini answered immediately. There is no official death recorded anywhere. Even in Press Information Bureau also, there is no official news regarding this. Then I shared him the data. In fact, from Gemini, the verdict was that PIB has officially confirmed no protest-related death has occurred in Delhi. Only one 21-year-old female demonstrator who was injured. She was admitted to Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital. She is stable, conscious of the ventilator. Got the point here? So this is the point. Why did you become IAS or IPS? I didn't become IAS or IPS. If I had become means, why will I be teaching you? Coming to the employment part. So India's youth power, we saw it today with massive youth protest. We saw how Education Minister had to resign. But more on that later. First of all, the Akadas. India's youth population, 37.1 million. That means we are looking at what? 37.1 crore. Easier way to remember. Gen Z refers to individuals born between 97 and 2012. Working age population broadly falls within the 15 to 26 years age group. Millennials 1981 to 1996, between the ages of 27 to 42. That is the working age. India has an estimated 30 crore Gen Z. India has 35 crore millennials. According to Periodic Labor Force Survey, 41.7% of young males are studying, 38.4% females are also studying. Why are all into studying? Because obviously, job opportunities are very, very less. So the only other option is either to upgrade your skills, take a post-graduation degree, or sit and prepare for government exams. Among Gen Z males, 15.8% are unpaid family workers. 12.3% are engaged in casual work. 14.8% are only regular wage earners. Women are, only 0.32% of Gen Z males are engaged in domestic duties. That is family work. Among females, 35% are engaged in domestic duties. 10.7% unpaid family workers. 4.7% regular earners. 27.1% of Gen Z females are engaged in household work. In other words, what is the point here? Be it millennials, be it Gen Z, plight of women are still the same. Plight of women is still the same. Modernism has literally come into all aspects of our life. Even when it comes to sexual orientation or sexual inclination also, modernism or modernization has occurred. But when it comes to some few basic things, it has not reached anywhere. Role of employment exchange, is this effectable? No, employment exchange does not have any major role. Employment exchange can only give you an update regarding what jobs are available. But I remember reading at least maybe 5 or 6 years ago, for the post of peon, a government peon in UP, 2 lakh people had applied in it for that post. 2 lakh people applied, in which 2 people in that list of candidates were PhD holders. Government's request was basically for the post of peon, 10 standard qualification. But engineers, graduates, MBA holders, postgraduate holders, PhD holders had applied for that job. Because bottom line is, in our country, the craze for the government job is here. Because everybody wants stability more than the risk that is involved in private sector. This might lead to sudden population decline in future. Not sudden, gradually the population decline will happen. Labor force participation rate among Gen Z 41.7. What is the rural? Millennial rate? It is 75%. Gen Z males, rural, urban, Gen Z females. Some data only, nothing great here. Just go through it. Pick and only choose the data what you find convenient about. Bottom line is very simple. Unemployment rate is very, very high. Not just among Gen Z, but millennials plus Gen Z. Both, if you put together, it is very, very high. Clear? Population of millennials and Gen Z leads to suddenly decline in population change. Pranay, it doesn't work that way. See, basically, this question I had addressed it last week. That is, overall, if you see, an increased preference is happening these days for self-love, self-care. This is happening a lot, both among the males and the females. Yes, I did say that statistically speaking, yes, it was proven that married men are more happy and single women are more happy. I did say that. This was again based on a statistical survey. Understand that. So some people actually countered me telling that this women who are single now, they will suffer later, as it is happening in USA. So to all the people out there, let me ask you a simple question. In USA, do you have female feticide? Where when a female is born, then whole hospital actually turns into some graveyard? No. Is it a question to be asked whether a girl child should be put to school in USA? No. Does a girl child or a girl in USA has any problems in going for dating? No again. Choosing a career? No. Choosing her husband or partner or boyfriend? No. Having a child maybe at 18 or 19 with her classmate? No. In USA or in Europe, if you see, it is extreme levels of freedom that they are having there. I'm not just not talking about a girl there, even a guy there. Got the point? So they later, in USA, by the time you're 18, you're kicked out of your house. Or even for that matter in Europe, you're kicked out of your house. Yes, I have given you everything. I've given you food. I've given you education. I put you into college. My job is done. Sorry, not college, school only. College onwards, you focus on your life. That is the cardinal rule there. It is not like how it is in India. You keep spoon feeding till the son or the daughter turns 30, 35, whatever. Got the logic there? In India, the thing is, women experience freedom when they get a job. For the first time, they experience that financial independence. Now they don't have to worry about anything and they actually step outside home. In fact, many women, even in this group, they actually want to study and get into one or the other job for the simple reason that they want to run away from their home. They want to run away. They are all fine with staying kilometers away from their home and then just send money home. Got the point here? But having said that, we obviously hear what cases of failed marriages or relationship, correct? So basically, people, again, boys ask me, sir, men are also suffering these days. That guy got murdered. This guy got murdered. I agree. Guys are getting murdered before marriage. Guys are getting murdered after marriage during honeymoon. Guys are getting murdered after 10-15 years of marriage. Agreed. I agree with all the scenario. But the numbers are again very, very interesting. The number of men killed by women in 1 year is the number of women killed by men in 1 month. Got the point here? It is just that now this is becoming breaking news. Because in India, there is this concept that women are supposed to be Sita. Coy, shy, हाँ जी, नहीं जी, मैं ऐसे ही बात करता हूँ जी, आप बोलिए, जो भी आप चाहते हैं. This is the expectation. Got the point? So finally, when you end up in a drum, obviously people will be like, oh my God, you were supposed to be this very loving and caring. How did you turn into, a monster? That is the reason why this news gets highlighted. Got the point here? So some people are demanding, okay, we need a men's commission. But if a men's commission comes, even a bill has been tabled in the parliament for the same, a men's commission comes, then everything will be sorted out. Is it so? What has the Women's Commission done so far for this? What has the Women's Commission done so far? Got the point here? See, I will really agree that men are in danger, when. When a boy goes home and says, Papa, when I was coming back from school, 4 girls actually passed very bad comments on me. And then the father immediately says, Tomorrow onwards, you will not go to school. We are going to fix your marriage. And the boy says, Papa, nahi. Then I will agree. Men are in danger. Or guy is going to his tuition center. A girl stops and says, Bol, pyar karogi mujhse? Will you love me or not? And the guy says, no, nahi. And the girl takes out a gun, puts it on his head and shoots him point blank. Then I will agree. Or boy is born at home. Oh my God, we wanted Lakshmi. Look what we got. Throw him in the gutter. Then I will agree. Men are in danger. When till that day occurs, trust me, people, being a woman in India is not easy. A woman has reached till 26, 27 without facing any taunts, any molestation, any comment, including from her family. It is a rarity. As rare as the great Indian bustard. Got the logic here? So population decline is because of that. Self-love or self-care is increasing. Most of the men also today are like, array, let's build my body, let's take care of myself. Girls are also doing the same thing. Because when you look around you, when you see the couples struggling, because there is a phase in every relationship. Love till marriage, post-marriage. Then when a kid enters, once a kid enters, the whole thing changes. So when you look at all that around you, the dowry issue, this issue, that issue, kids, gender issue, etc., the latest generation is basically like, why should I get married? That is the reason. All right. Coming to right to footpath, a very important verdict that was given by the Supreme Court, which again, what is the so right to footpath simply means if it's a designated area where footpath is there. Goal 100R. What is the meaning of being modern? Parents of the girl is telling now her to be modern. What is this meaning of modern? If meaning of modern is to ask, to question something that is stupid, not to blindly listen to whatever is being said by the guy's parents or guy's family, then your definition of modern is wrong. You're not marrying an animal. You're marrying a human being. A human being can think. In the older Zamana, in joint families, a woman hardly got any attention. So when she got married to a husband, for her first time she got something of her own. So she used to be quiet. These days, girls, all the girls are from well-to-do families, especially nuclear families. They all have their own room. They don't have too many sisters. Were from the elder sister onwards, they were passing the churidar down. Elder sister, when she bought the churidar, it was maroon in color. By the time the younger one got it, it became light yellow in color. That is no more the scenario. Understand that. A girl questioning back, a girl questioning dumb things being said by her mother-in-law, that is not modern. That is a human being. Understand that. Got the point here? And one more thing I will tell you. Have you ever seen trouble between father-in-law and husband? Because of father-in-law torture, the groom committed suicide. Have you ever read it in the paper? But because of mother-in-law's torture, daughter-in-law committing suicide. Don't know what is it. But ultimately, if you look at all the problems that women are facing, women are getting killed by men. But these men ultimately, they were either given birth by women only, right? This is the reason. Got the point. Situation of Japan, definitely it will happen. 20 years down the line, don't worry. See, we are talking AI will take away jobs, AI will take away jobs. By 2050 onwards, let me tell you, you will only find silver-haired people everywhere. Got the point? That is the reason. And everything will come down that time. No intercaste marriage, nothing. Now I will tell you something. one of my friend again. The initial days it was like, no, from our caste only. This thing. So initially the criteria will be very nice. Nice to hear. Tall guys should it be. He should have been well studied. Slim he should be. Blah 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 blah. After 3-4 years, it will be like tall will go out. It is okay. Hair out. It is okay if he's bald also. Then if he's unfit also it is fine. Then okay, if he's not from our caste also it is fine. Then if he's from another state also it is fine. So everything in another 20-25 years, everything will come down. This caste, religion, everything will come down because parents will be like, "Arey, kisi ek se shaadi karo." Parents will be parents. Indian parents will always have the desire. Marne se pehle mera pota poti main dekhna chahta hu. All that crap will be there. But then, so what will happen? Caste barriers will dilute. Religion barrier will dilute. Even then the population will be very, very less. Getting the point here. The lead will be taken by the state of Kerala. Already old age population is shooting up like anything. Got the point? That is what is going to happen. Eventually that will happen. So right to footpath, like I told you, it has been guaranteed by the Supreme Court now. That is, it is your fundamental right. A designated area meant for walking should be meant for walking only. But Supreme Court rule for whom it is? It is only for UPSC aspirants and government job aspirants like us. Otherwise, for the normal uncles, etc. That is the other thing that I have seen. Now, I cannot say uncle now because even I am going to hit 40 next year. Let us say people in and around my age. They don't follow that. Hey, whoa, move. They will, that is, we are walking on the footpath. They will be honking. Move, we need to go. Got the point? Very rarely you get to see the youngsters actually breaking the law. The youngsters actually breaking the law, very rarely you get to see. That is taking it on the footpath, driving rough tough, etc. These uncles will be coming in their Activa and you will feel pity for the Activa. Because Activa does not have that level of power and all. One tire you put up, okay. Back tire will be like, it will be making that noise. Got the picture here? So why now the interesting thing is this article has been correlated with inactive today, risk tomorrow. Getting the point here. You look like 28. Oh, thank you. Physical inactivity. A nation falling short. 49.4% of Indian adults do not meet the recommended levels of physical activity. Kerala does not get that situation. Kerala will get that situation. That is what I said. Kerala will have the largest old population in India. I am already 39. This is 2026. Add another 24 years to that. I'll be 63. If I'm not dead before that. 63. So people of my generation will be what? Looking very old. I will be looking young, by the way. Women, 57.2% of women do not meet the recommended levels of physical activity. Children, 74% of children do not meet the physical activity. So what they are telling is, you should have clear footpath. Getting the point here. Clear footpath should be there so that physical activity can be encouraged. Again, not at all surprising. Some study has basically said that by 2030 or 35, 9 out of 10 people will be having cancer. One major reason is no physical activity. Second reason is whatever food we are taking in. Getting the point here. Buttering karke kya karoge? I am not reviewing, I am not correcting his answer paper. And he is Mukherjee means I hope he is from West Bengal. I am sitting in Karnataka. What? How? Who is going to benefit to? अगर झूठ भी था तो भी सही है. अच्छा लगा ना सुन के. And do I look like 39? I don't think so. 1.28 lakh deaths because of what? Road accidents among pedestrians and two-wheeler riders. I told you, uncles on two-wheelers. National Crime Records Bureau, 1.1 lakh deaths among pedestrians and two-wheelers. At least 60% of total road fatalities. 67% in 24, current 60%. Clear? I'm fantastic. Having someone is good or being alone is good during the phase of study. Finish your study. When you lose out from every exam, That time you will understand being alone was very nice. Okay. Rising inflation, hardly anything is there of importance. Basically, it just talks about wholesale price index. Wholesale price index, I told you, it is a measure of inflation at the wholesale level. That is the only takeaway here. So why is it that we are having inflation? Well, simple reason, crude oil price. That is the main reason for it. Crude oil prices are very, very high. I mean, it keeps fluctuating. But on top of it, the other reason is domestic prices continues to be high. Even after, that is domestic prices means I'm talking about petrol and diesel. Domestic prices continues to be high even after ethanol blending of 20% and crude oil prices have decreased internationally. Why? Why the government is not reducing it? Because for government this is the, yeah, Yoshika, you can use it. Government is what? Government gets major source of its revenue from the taxes that we pay for petrol and diesel. Got the point here? Petrol and diesel, whatever taxes we pay, government is dependent on that. But when you keep high prices for petrol and diesel, automatically what will happen? Transportation costs will go up. That is the fundamental issue. Second issue, when agriculture productivity goes down. Why will agriculture productivity go down? When monsoon is there, timely monsoon is not there. Weather changes, sometimes unpredictable rain, sudden rain, sometimes suddenly very intense heat wave or even a cold wave. Any of this is there, agricultural output gets affected. And in agriculture, we all know one thing. When supply is low, demand is high, prices go up. These two have been the main reason for the rise in inflation. Got the point here? Climate change. See, that is what I'm telling you. Climate change. Flood of Assam, any drought-like condition, a hailstone, anything can be. Clear? Can be the reason. That you can go through. The next is magnetic levitation. You would have basically studied in your physics in lower classes that like poles repel, unlike poles attract. This is the basic concept involved in magnetic levitation train. Now, what is levitation? Levitation means this is a magnet. And let us say I have an object here. A object. I am keeping that also as North Pole. This object will be staying afloat. It won't come in contact with it. It will be staying above it. It won't come in contact. Why? Like poles will repel. Got the point? It will repel. So this thing will stay like this. So what happens here is electromagnets on the train and the track have the same magnetic poles facing each other. Like poles repel, creating an upward force that lifts the train above the guideway. What is a guideway? This is a guideway. You don't call it a track. You call it a guideway. What is there in this track? Coil. Coil through which alternating current, AC current goes. So when alternating current goes, so what is an alternating current? Alternating current is something like this. Plus, minus, plus, minus. And when alternating current is there, you will also have what? An alternating magnetic field. North pole, south pole, north pole, south pole. Like that you will get. So what happens now is, there are magnets here, there are magnets here. And the magnets are placed in such a way that south, south, north, north, south, south, north, north. That means what? Train will not touch the track. Train will stay above it. It is not touching the track. How to get the train moving now? Well, very simple. So this is like this now. Initial, what I have to do is just push it. One second. Sensors constantly monitor the gap. The control system adjusts the strength of the electromagnet in real time to keep the train stably levitated. Magnets on the track ahead are energized in sequence with opposite poles attracting the train forward. That means this is your bullet train. North, south, south, north. Oh, sorry. North, south, south, north, north, south, south. Now what I will do is at this point, I will make it south. So what will happen? This attraction will happen. North will try to get attracted to south. This will start moving here. This will start moving here. This will try to come towards here. So the train gets pushed forward. Like that, I will arrange the sequence in such a way that train will keep getting pulled forward. Beautiful part of it is because it is not touching the track, there is only air friction. There is no contact friction. Got the point? So it can reach very high speeds. The same thing. That is your guideway. This is your bullet train. Take this entire apparatus and if I place it in a I take the entire train and the guideway. Now I keep it inside a tube. I will get speeds up to that is what you call a hyperloop. Yeah, you can reverse it. What if the weight of the train? Nah, it is made in such a way that, I don't know, you have seen that video. One person's leg got stuck inside, in between the track. In between the train and the track, it got stuck. So Japanese commuters, what they did, they immediately came out. They all kept their hand on the train, just gave it a push. Leg came off. Indian train, if you try to push, probably it will fall off the track only. We don't know. I mean, it is not possible to push the Indian train, even if all of us tried, because first of all, it is at a height. They just all kept their hand on it, give it a slight push. Dhakka, all the passengers, the leg came off. They know what material to construct it with. Japanese. Beautiful when it comes to technology. How the train stops? Simple. Reverse it again. Bring the poles, arrange the poles in such a way that opposite poles it is. So the train will start slowing down. Point is this much. How strong you want the magnetic field, you pass more current. More current means more strong magnetic field, more will be the speed. You want to reduce the speed, reduce the current, reduce it, reduce it, reduce it. Then make it what like I told you. Like poles repel, unlike poles attract. You can get the train stopped. Simple. It's electricity at the end of the day. More electricity, more magnetic field. Reduce it, magnetic field also reduces. Eventually, you can bring it to a halt. The only risk I will tell you when it is there, when the current goes. In Japan, that will not happen, obviously. But in India, it can happen. For that purpose alone, they have small traction wheels are there. Small wheels are there. So that you can push it also and it will move. Yeah, it will. The sequence continues rapidly along the track, keeping the train moving at very high speed, smoothly and efficiently. Very high speed, smooth and quite right, energy efficient, low maintenance, safe and reliable. Here some technical words etc. are used. Don't be bogged down by it. You just understand the concept. That is more than enough. Now this one person I will mention here because UPSC we don't know what they will ask next year. In 97, Andre Game and Michael Burry levitated a frog using a 10 Tesla magnet by exploiting diamagnetism. Yeah, they actually levitated a frog. And for that, they won the IG Nobel Prize in 2000. What is this IG Nobel Prize? IG Nobel Prize is actually like a satirical version of your Nobel Prize. Satirical version means you invented something so stupid or so funny that you win a Nobel Prize for it. And the interesting thing is, Andre Game is the only person, scientist, to have received both the IG Nobel Prize and the Serious Nobel Prize. Clear? Supreme Court and insurance. Supreme Court and insurance is basically, I'll tell you what the case is about. So the case is basically a vehicle that was insured in India was taken to Nepal for transporting pilgrims. There it met with an accident and the person died. So the courts in India basically gave a judgment that so let us say it is a vehicle. So the jeep or car, whatever, hit somebody, that person died. So the courts in India basically ruled that the insurance company of that vehicle should pay the compensation. So Oriental Insurance Company denied the insurance claim, telling that accident did not happen in India, accident has happened in Nepal. So we are not responsible. So Supreme Court basically said, when you are giving out the insurance policy itself, you should have specified it very clearly that insurance is only going to be for liabilities inside, for claims inside India. Number one. Number two, vehicle had all the documents. Vehicle had got all the clearance from the government of India. Therefore, you should give the compensation. You cannot give any flimsy reason. And then Supreme Court made another interesting observation. That is, there is no such policy itself as to determine if a vehicle, Indian vehicle, which is taken outside India, say in Nepal, it is taken outside India, or maybe it is taken to Bangladesh, or it is taken to Myanmar. If at all it gets involved in an accident, what should be the policy of insurance? There is no clarity on it. The Supreme Court directed the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority to bring clarity into it. All right, this can be a classic case of judicial activism. Shashwant, what I said was, in a hyperloop, you can achieve it. Japan achieved 603. That is normal bullet train. You keep it inside a tube, reduce the air friction also, it will go up to 1000 km per hour. The only problem with a hyperloop is that it's a tube. Inside the tube, you're having the train. You should keep the tube as much as possible. You should keep it in a straight line only. Because at 1000 km per hour, even if you try to make a small turn also, it will be very catastrophic. To maintain the stability of the train, it will be difficult. Clear? It is still a theoretical concept only. In Dubai, etc., they are telling they will bring it up. But so far, only trial runs have been happening. So that is what this article is about. The insurer argued that the policy did not cover accidents occurring outside the territory of India. The Supreme Court rejected the contention, holding that exclusion of cross-border coverage must be expressly stated in the insurance policy. The court observed that the insured vehicle had lawfully entered Nepal after complying with all legal requirements at the international border. The Supreme Court observed that the Inter-Country Transport Vehicle Rules 2021 do not clarify whether a domestic motor insurance policy extends coverage to the permitted foreign country. The Supreme Court identified the absence of a clear statute, binding judicial precedent, or regulatory clarification governing cross-motor insurance coverage. So they have asked IRDA to do the needful. Shravan, IIT Madras project it is, I know. But they are not the first to do that. Understand that. Project came much before that. In India, they are the first. That is there. Again, news in shorts. Supreme Court on obscenity under section 294B of the Indian Code. Supreme Court held that use of abusive or vulgar swear words alone does not constitute obscenity under the law. So when you speak, if you use an abusive word there or a vulgar language there, that is not obscenity. Court distinguished vulgarity from obscenity, held that prosecution under section 294B of the Indian Penal Code requires satisfaction of the community standard test, including lascivious content, appeal to prurient interest, and tendency to deprave or corrupt. Mere abusive or vulgar language does not meet this threshold. For example, earlier I had this habit of using that word F. Sometimes even now I use it when I'm extremely frustrated or something, it will come out of my mouth. That 4-letter word. Now that, if you really see, its real meaning is what? Its real meaning is to fornicate, means to have sex. But when you use it in a random statement, randomly when you say F, if you say, it doesn't have any vulgarity as such or obscenity as such. In a civil sense, it is not supposed to be used. Okay, in private you are using it, inside your home somewhere you are using it, okay. But in a public space, etc., when you suddenly use it, there will be people who will be uncomfortable with it. Number one. Number two, how do you define something as obscene? When you use that word with the intention to pass on a sexual message or a sexual content to the listener or to the opposite person, then it is vulgarity. For example, I saw some video, some girl had shot this video. Some uncle, okay, maybe around my age, sorry. That fellow, he's going on looking at the girl, he's holding his hand and he's licking his hand, kissing his hand. But looking at her, he's doing this. That amounts to obscenity. Now, I finished eating biryani and I'm doing all that. That is different. That is not obscenity. Why am I licking my fingers? Because I just finished eating chicken biryani or mutton biryani. And I'm very hungry. Oof. Got the point? That is why I'm doing it. You look at a girl with the intention of causing her deprivation or with a corrupt intention you're doing it, then it is obscene. Clear? So the words, whatever you didn't understand, especially lascivious, prurient, deprave, find out the meaning and write it down. All right? In recent, advocate abusing judges. That is abuse. That is insult only. That is insulting. The court wants, they can take action against him. I think the court decided not to take action. I just feel all these are just publicity stunts. See, for anything and everything, there is a process, there is a procedure. We cannot let, just because, okay, I am depressed or I am troubled, I am disturbed, I am not satisfied with this country, etc. You cannot let each and every person to let them express it in whatever way they deem fit, they consider is fit. That will lead to anarchy. Understand that very clearly. Each section of the society starts expressing their displeasure with the government in their own fashion, then there will be anarchy everywhere. There will be no order. Got the point here? Which we will be dealing with again in a very few minutes. Illegal shark finning in Senegal. Report highlighted continued illegal shark finning and landing of shark fins at Dakar despite international restrictions. Please mark this: Senegal, Dakar. Shark finning means cutting of this shark is there, right? They'll capture the shark, they'll cut its fins. Then they will throw the shark back into the sea. Obviously, the shark will die. They don't kill the shark and cut the fin. They capture it, cut the fin, then throw it away back. Shark will be unable to swim. It will be easily attacked by other fishes or other predators and it will die a miserable death. Illegal shark fins were landed by Chinese and Taiwanese long-line tuna vessels. Fins are exported to Asia for shark fin soup and traditional medicine. International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tunas prohibits retention of certain shark species and limits shark fins on board to 5% of total shark weight to finning. All right. I can't understand the topic of Supreme Court insurance. Can you explain again? Basically, if a vehicle is insured in India, okay, that vehicle caused accident in Nepal or outside India, that vehicle caused accident. Supreme Court basically ruled that the insurance company will have to pay the compensation. That's it. National Human Rights Commission on Rajasthan school incident. 1,000 rupees went missing. Okay, some girls, 1,000 rupees went missing. What did the school authorities do? They started hitting a few girls. They even asked the girls to remove their clothes. I am not joking. National Human Rights Commission have taken a suo moto case now. This is India for you. Getting the point here. Livali village, Savai, Madhopur district. Classes involved were 9 and 11. Missing amount 1,000. Action suo moto cognizance report sought from the state government. Alright. You are full English teaching, make it English. Oye Barkhudar, read pw.live English channel. Karnataka High Court on educational expense of an adult unmarried daughter. Alright. Karnataka High Court upheld an order directing a father to pay his adult unmarried daughter's postgraduate medical course fee. First of all, kudos to the daughter for dragging the case till the High Court and getting the verdict from there. Got the point here? Yeah, it is actually true. Don't worry. Even more worse things have happened in schools. Some girl, in a girls' school again, the cleaning staff, a lady, she went to the girls' toilet and she found some drops of blood. So she immediately alerted the school authorities telling that some girl has got her periods. Okay, some girl got her periods. So what did the school authorities do? They literally searched every girl, asked every girl to show her private parts and her underwear also, just to find out which girl had periods. Which boy has faced that in India? Because the problem in our country is, even today, in this 21st century, in 2026, periods are associated with impurity. Entire school went mad and they were like, oh my god, periods, and they were going berserk. I mean, what? Maximum you should have done was, you should have basically checked whether in the girls' toilet are pads available. Sanitary pads, are they available? You can check it out. You can check it out. I'm not saying this from my bhavana or something. From my imagination. You can check it out. I mean, I remember reading the news. Today again, when I read the stupid news, the earlier one, I again got the memories of it. So that time only I decided. Anyway, I'm suffering from trauma after reading it. I will pass the trauma to you. Why should I have all the fun? Held that an unmarried daughter can seek monetary relief from her father under Section 20D of the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 for higher education. Observe that parental responsibility towards education continues after a child attains majority, subject to the parent's financial capacity. Oh, in NEET, oh my god, that is another level. First dengue vaccine approved in India. Drug controller DCGI granted market authorization for Qdenga. TAK 003, the first dengue vaccine approved in India. Vaccine approved for prevention of dengue in individuals aged between 4 to 60. Live attenuated tetravalent vaccine providing protection against all 4 dengue viruses serotypes. Administered in 2 doses, given 3 months apart. Does not require pre-vaccination screening and can be administered irrespective of previous dengue infection. Eligible age and other criteria. No, in Hindi channel it is taken by, I think, Prashant Sir or somebody. When stressed, pass it to others. Exactly. That is absolutely ridiculous. How could the girls allow it? Shlok Mahajan, understand something. It is not that all the girls in our country are really empowered. A girl to get empowered, first the freedom has to be gained from her own family itself. Otherwise, most girls, if you really see, they are really scared. They are really scared even to question authority. Bodily autonomy, none of that is there. All right. Reserve Bank of India mobilized over 20 billion in foreign exchange through its foreign currency swap facility. Foreign exchange was mobilized through foreign currency, non-resident deposits, external commercial borrowings, and overseas foreign currency borrowings under the concessional swap facility introduced to strengthen the balance of payments and encourage capital inflow. What is this foreign currency swap? Currency swap simply means instead of I will give you rupees, you give me dollars. Okay, so if I am borrowing, I want, let's say, $1 million. $1 million I want. So I will take this 1 million from any financial player, any entity. For them, what will I give? I will give maybe 90 million rupees. What can they do with it? They can use that to buy products in India, invest in the share market maybe, or maybe buy products, import Indian products, etc. That they can do. All right. Simplest example it is. In detail, we'll see later. Ethanol blending policy. Government basically gave a clarification that they have no intention as of now to increase it beyond 20%. Obviously, considering the current need protest, etc., this is basically like, 20 only, we won't increase it now. Later we will see. Now only 20. That is the reason. Because already in this comment section also I saw many people telling, ab agle baar Nitin Gadkari, uske baad Nirmala Sitaraman, uske baad Prime Minister Narendra Modi, sabke sabko hum nikal denge. Interesting. Basically, you can call it like a currency exchange only. The advantage is that you don't have to really worry about the market rates, etc. And you can easily get some dollars. That way, the dollar demand can be shrunken a bit and rupee value you can protect. Share market won't be possible in this one class here. Understand that. So, protest exams, laws, police and courts. This is what I've given you in a separate PDF. Got the point? I've given it in a separate PDF. So, first things first, what we need to understand here is, what are the constitution pillars of public protest? Well, first of all, even a protest is a matter of expression. Correct? It is a way to express your unhappiness with a certain something. Expression 19(1)(a) guarantees individual and collective voice, protects verbal, written and symbolic acts like placards, slogans, banners within legal bounds. So placards you can hold. Again, within legal bound, what you mean is, say for example, one placard that came was, we wanted make in India. You gave us leak in India. This was one placard that I saw during the CJP protest. Is there anything wrong with it? Nothing is wrong. It is very, I would call it very intelligent, very nice way of, phonetic way of putting things up. We wanted, humne manga, make in India, tumne diya, leak in India. It is nice to hear. It is almost like how you say that shairi, arz kiya hai, arz kiya hai, adab, adab. Like that it is. Yeah, this is the final topic. Got the point here. So that is good. But let us say you are holding a placard that says, Bharat tera tukade kar denge. Then it is a problem. Because you are directly putting up something saying that you will cut the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of India. Aduji, I already told you, you can get it from the this thing. YouTube section, you can download it. All right. Clear? Assembly forms the legal bedrock for marches, dharnas and vigils. Strictly conditioned on two rules: must remain peaceful and entirely unarmed. Violence voids protection. This is the most important point here. Most important point. That is, you can conduct marches, dharnas, and candlelight vigils, walking peacefully, all that you can do. But the main point here is, exception to it is, it should remain completely peaceful and it should remain unarmed. Any form of violence means Lathi charge will be used. That is guaranteed. Association shifts individual protests into organized movements, shields political parties, trade unions, student groups, and collectives to build structural democratic action. That means, even though the Cockroach Janata Party, Sanchi Gar Kaduji, please understand, I prepare this PDF content only at the end of the week because of my classes, etc. So it is not really possible to upload it into your student section immediately. It will take time. Even if I ask the team, at least 2 to 3 hours time it will take for the whole thing to get uploaded there. That is the reason why I'm putting it in PDF in YouTube so that you can download it immediately from there. It is just the click of a button, people. Don't make a mess out of it. Otherwise, you want it 3 or 4 hours later means just tell me. I will do that way. This way, at least you will get it immediately. It is not such a big deal. Open one YouTube channel and downloading it. How long will it take? So this is the reason why, why people go for these collective protests. Because collectively when you do it, what is the advantage there? You are protected there because you have the right to form an association. So CJP also, if you see, Cockroach Janata Party, ultimately it is not a registered political party, but can you call it an association? Definitely yes. So together when you sit and do a protest, it gets what? A collective identity comes, a collective voice comes, which has a far more greater appeal compared to individual protests. Got the point here? Now all the collective protests need not actually result in some outcome. Got the point? Because in Ganga's case also we know, for Ganga's cleanliness again we know that one individual had protested, went on hunger strike and eventually died. And again everybody had posted it during when Sonam Wangchuk was undergoing his hunger strike. Many people actually said, see, this like this, we lost one gem. Now we may lose another one if we don't act today. This was the caption there. One simple question to you all. Ganga pollution, is it being done by the central government or by the people who are in and around Ganga? Central government can try. State governments can also try to stop the pollution. But you go and tell it to the people also, don't put flowers here. They won't stop. They will keep putting it. Don't burn dead bodies near Ganga. No, we need to get moksha. Indians are the only set of people that will call something Ma, that is mother, but won't even think twice before entering into that water, taking bath and even defecating there in the open. Got the picture here? We can keep blaming government for everything, but until and unless we don't stop misusing the Ganga water, how can one individual put a fast? He fasted. I have full respect for him. Now he has passed away also. But his fast was against the wrong party here. Party in the sense, central government is not the accused here, or the suspect here, or the person responsible for the pollution here. We all saw what happened during the Kumbh Mela, the Maha Kumbh Mela, the event that happens every 144 years. On the day of that auspicious day, which happens after 144 years, E. coli bacteria level in Ganga water spiked up like anything. Why? Because as per the belief system, you will get all your karma, all your sins, everything will get washed off if you take a dip in Ganga during that time. So what people did was they went into Ganga. They thought, okay, let me clean everything together. They defecated there. E. coli bacteria is actually present in human fecal matter. To put it in Hindi, tatti. That increased. That is why the E. coli levels went so high. Later it came down because Ganga keeps flowing. That is the reason. Got the point here? So, association is good. Movement, again, legalizes the physical fluid flow of public demonstration, ensures public transit spaces can be legally utilized for mobile processions and rallies. That is, you can literally, you have the right to move. But this right to move also comes with conditions. And what are those conditions? Just because you have the freedom to move, you cannot go and move anywhere in India however you want. Certain high security zones are there. There you cannot go and do any dharna or any protest. Security forces will come, will remove you, even if you are the leader of opposition. So Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition, wanted to do something very symbolically, which is why, okay, he decided, okay, I'm going to protest in front of the Prime Minister's residence. But the security issue there is, it is a high security zone. Without proper clearance, they won't allow anybody to enter that area. That is where Rahul Gandhi went and sat. Okay. Now what will the security forces do? Did Rahul Gandhi have the clearance for it? Did Rahul Gandhi take the permission from the security or even from the police prior, before going and doing a sit-in dharna there? No. That is why he was removed. Get it very, very clear. Our rules and laws are very, very clear. If you want to do a dharna, you want to carry out a procession, you want to carry out a protest, first and foremost thing is get the permission. Once you have the permission, you can carry it out. If the cops say between this and this area only you can do it, means only between those two areas you're supposed to do it. Get it very, very clear. Clear? Those of you who don't want to watch, this is YouTube. Please change your channel and go somewhere else. Alright, I am teaching here only for those students who will be preparing without any support, without any coaching, nothing. For them this is. Moving ahead. Supreme Court rulings regarding public protest. So what has Supreme Court ruled here? Now you have to understand this from a completely aspirant perspective. When you open your mouth, when you write an answer, it should be backed by, especially for a subject like polity and governance, it should be backed by judicial rulings, committee findings like parliamentary committee or a court appointed committee, or number 3, an international best practice. This is how it should be. You cannot give your personal opinion there. You shouldn't give also. Clear? Cops, why are they not firing in protest? Wonderful. Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sangathan versus Union of India. Supreme Court considered the legality of restrictions imposed on demonstrations at Jantar Mantar in New Delhi. The judgment affirmed that the constitutional obligation of the state is to regulate public protests rather than prohibit them. By developing transparent and reasonable mechanisms that accommodate democratic participation while protecting competing public interests, the principle was further refined in Amit Shah Sani versus Commissioner of Police, which is commonly known as the Shaheen Bagh case. Supreme Court acknowledged that peaceful protest constitutes a legitimate constitutional activity. This is the most important point here. Supreme Court has acknowledged, as long as the protest is peaceful, it is a legitimate constitutional activity. Why constitutional activity? Because it is mentioned in the constitution. As simple as that. Absolutely. Authority can deny permission. It is entirely left to the cops. If, say for example, a city like Delhi, it is ultimately left to the Commissioner of Police. And Jantar Mantar again was, see, Jantar Mantar is a designated area for protest. Oh, you want to protest? Please come to Jantar Mantar. That is a designated area. This is just to ensure that the other parts of Delhi are not affected. Public movement, civic life, none of these are affected because of the protest. Getting the point here. However, it held that public ways and roads cannot be occupied indefinitely in a manner that substantially interferes with the rights of the general public. That is very, very important. Protest you do, but public life should not get affected by it. While citizens possess the freedom to express dissent, such expression must be exercised in a manner that respects the constitutional rights of others to movement, access, and ordinary civic life. Court observed that constitutional rights cannot be exercised in isolation and that exercise of one fundamental right cannot result in the complete denial of another. Accordingly, protests may be regulated with respect to their location, duration, and manner so that democratic participation remains compatible with the orderly functioning of public space. What does that mean? I want to protest, but I am sitting and protesting because of that Ishika is getting affected by it. Because Ishika is not able to go for her job or go to her exam center or maybe go to hospital. Anything it can be. So you all would have seen in I think it was in Mumbai, a lady really got angry because of a procession that was happening. She came and she started shouting, why are you doing this, why are you doing this? She really got angry. Correct. In fact, when NEET exam was the re-NEET exam, when it was conducted on a Sunday, it was on that same day there was a Congress meeting or something in Bangalore. And because of that Congress meeting, etc., what happened? Traffic was blocked, and I think 4 or 5 students couldn't reach the center on time. Got the point here? What has the court said? My fundamental right to conduct procession, dharna, strike, whatever it is, should not affect another person's fundamental right to use public space. But unfortunately in India, this is often violated by all the political parties in this country. Understand that very clearly. They will conduct their dharna, they will conduct their procession, they will conduct their march. Who is getting affected? Civilians are getting affected. Getting the point here. Then, Anita Thakur establishes that the constitutional validity of police intervention depends not merely upon the existence of legal authority but also upon the manner of its exercise. Anita Thakur means it is a famous verdict again. What do you mean by that? Now, one of the few things or comments that we kept seeing during the NEET protest was again with use of that can the police use lathi charge, tear gas, water cannons, and almost all the media channels were basically shouting, how can you do this to students? This was the main argument. Well, let me tell you a couple of things. Number one, Indian law, Indian criminal law does not give concession to students, teachers, front benchers, back benchers, like that. Indian law will only look into few things, only 2 aspects. Are you less than 18 or are you more than 18? That is the only 2 criteria. More than 18 means it is a shut case. You will be treated as an adult. Done. Whatever crime you commit, you will be treated as an adult only and you will be getting the punishment for it. Alright. What about if you are less than 18? Well, then based on the crime that you have committed, if it is a very serious crime that you have committed, you will be treated as an adult. Say for example, you have committed a crime like rape. If it's a minor crime means then fine, you will be treated as a juvenile. Lesser punishment, you will be sent to a juvenile home. This is what it is. Second thing, can the police use lathi charge? Can the police use tear gas? Can the police use water cannons? Absolutely yes, they can. These are all considered to be what? Non-lethal forms of intervention. What do you mean by non-lethal? Non-lethal means it is not injurious to health. Health or life, it is not injurious. This is mainly meant to deter the people. That is the point of it, to stop the people from marching ahead or to stop the violent crowd. It is left to the officers at the ground level to decide what to use, when to use. That is why when a petition was filed at Delhi High Court, court basically said, with regard to the use of lathi charge in the students' protest, court basically said, stop wasting our time. Got the point? Stop wasting our time. Because this is allowed as per Indian Code of Conduct. Yeah, I know. In Bihar, even I saw that video. Now, I cannot verify the authenticity of the video, etc. But yeah, basically, they were basically in Bihar when the protests were happening. Somebody even brought a music. They started playing some song. They were what is it, dancing and celebrating for the water cannons, and Lathi charge also did not bother them, and they were basically asking, tear gas kahan hai saab? That is what they were asking. In the case of the Delhi protest, Jantar Mantar protest also, one of the other argument that was coming was that they had used expired tear gas. So many people actually said, oh my god, expired tear gas. They have used expired tear gas, as if that is dangerous. There is no proper evidence for it, whether it will be dangerous or not. But what is the reality is, you are not going to eat it. It is not food. But if the expiry date is over and you consume it, something will happen. An expired tear gas, when you throw it, the problem is only gas will come out. Tears won't come. It will be very ineffective. Got the point here? So you must understand things not only from the side of the protesters, from the side of the cops in our country. Because any other part of the world, you touch the uniform, okay, the riot police will be standing there with their full gear. That is bulletproof vest, helmet with the shield on, another shield here, a baton here. This is how they will stand there. They will be standing close. They'll be what is it? They'll be shouting, abusing, all that they will do. The riot police will stand there. You spit on them, or you so much as lay a finger on their uniform, you're done. You're done. Anything what happened in Jantar Mantar, where the cops were attacked, or their head broke, or people came together and attacked, I am telling you, be it in USA, be it in Europe, or be it in any part of the world, whether it is a democracy or a autocracy or whatever cracy it is, they will be finished. They will be finished. There will be no mercy whatsoever. Clear? It is only in India that, you do it, you laugh about it, you make videos out of it, and you celebrate it, and you put it in social media, try to become a hero or a heroine. Got the point here? Because, every democratic country, ultimately what is the core there? Institutions should not be affected. Law and order is meant to be done by the police. You should not stop them or obstruct them from carrying out their lawful duty, legal duty. Getting the picture here? So this is what it is about. Article 14 talks about equality before the law. Article 21 talks about protection of life and personal liberty. That means you cannot deny anybody's life except as per procedure established by law. Everybody, every law regulating public assembly, every administrative decision taken under such law operate fairly, uniformly, and without arbitrary discrimination. Obviously, say for example now, so protest is happening. So somebody wants to take a dharna. You give permission to group A. You don't give permission to group B. That you cannot do. Even when you deny permission, why you denied it, they have all right to ask. So you should have a proper reason for it. Why you allowed one particular group to conduct protest, why you did not allow another group to conduct protest. This teacher has completely brainwashed. Sandeep, give opposite this thing. Counter, fact and detail. Got the point? I got brainwashed or you got brainwashed, I understood from your comment itself. If you have a point, give it back. I have quoted Delhi High Court here. I have quoted what is the international practice here. You have a counter for it. No, this is all wrong. It is all not factual. Give the fact. Brainwashed. He is from BJP. He is RSS. He is then one some other gentleman also called me. What is it? Communal statements I am giving. Continue. See, all this, I was also once your age. All this so-called idealism, all this so-called this system hi kharab hai. All that anger, misguided youthful anger, all that I also had. Okay. थोड़ा और साल बीतने दो, जिंदगी जोर का झटका दे देगा, तभी मालूम पड़ेगा कि कोई मदद के लिए नहीं आएगा. यू आर ऑल अलोन फॉर योरसेल्फ. What are the constitutional limitations? Like I told you, sovereignty, integrity, security, friendly relations, public order, decency, morality, contempt, infamation, incitement to an offense, inciting the public to go and attack. All these are exceptions to it. Getting the point here? Article 19, Clause 3. The right to assemble peaceful may be restricted only in the interest of sovereignty and integrity as well as public order. Section 163. Preventive orders in urgent cases of nuisance or apprehended danger. Section 163 is like a preventive detention. Preventive detention, that is, if I am the magistrate and I am feeling, that is, this is a, by the way, to all of you, sure shot question for your interview, you take it from me. Yeah, I still relate the CJP protest and the FCRA Act. You wait, I'll come to that. Simple question, Sandeep sir. How many CJP leaders got hit on their head? How many CJP leaders got injured? Students got beaten up, I agree. How many CJP leaders got injured? Alright, think. Don't simply blindly follow anybody. How is it that whenever the Lathi charge occurs, they are all in safe zone? Think. Next question. In Punjab also, under Aam Aadmi Party, a leakage occurred. Not a leakage, it was basically high-tech level, what is it? Copying, I would say. But still, high-tech level copying occurred there. Not that the government did it. Some people using Bluetooth, everything they did it. Did CJP question the Aam Aadmi Party leaders when they came there? For the dharna or whatever? Think. The problem in our country is one party very bad, all the parties very good. As long as we think and function like this, don't worry that one party that we are thinking is bad, they will continue to win. That party will continue to win, not meritorious candidates will win. Think. Vote should be given only on the basis of a candidate's merit. Not which party they belong, which party they don't belong. Candidate is good, vote for them. Leave the party aside. Don't think about their caste. Don't think about their religion. How many people will do that in this country? That is the point here. The MPs who came from other parties, they came and protested, they came and supported. I agree. MPs came even from the state of Kerala. The same MPs who kept quiet when students in Kerala protested on their knee. It didn't get violent and all, like how it happened in Jantar Mantar. They crawled on their knees. They ate mud. Protested against the state government. 10 years it was under CPM rule. What happened? The same MPs who remained silent, now they are coming and protesting things over here. Why didn't they take care of their own children then back then? Indian politics is a mega circus of hypocrisy. Understand that. I won't be surprised if leaders from CJP tomorrow joins BJP. I won't be surprised. Raghav Chadda joined. That time what will you say? That time you'll call me what? Washed brain. Injury to any person lawfully employed, danger to human life, danger to health, all these are the same set of points. Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita regulates procedure. The Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita prescribes the substantive criminal offences that may arise during public demonstrations. Got the point? Obstruction of public servants in the discharge of their duties. JEE 2027 will be difficult. JEE 2027 exam will be definitely difficult because competition is there. But everywhere now, state governments or be it central government will be tightening the screws, nuts and bolts. That is the point. Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Abba. Thank you for reminding. So basically, Abba, or sorry, all the people, I'll tell you the interview question here. I got carried away by that one comment. That is, this can become as a question. For example, you got a phone call and the phone call was a riot is about to happen. What will you do? This is one standard operating question that generally comes in all UPSC boards. I had also got a question because I had given IPS as my first preference. They had asked me, when will you use a gun? All right. Section 163. That is, if you got a phone call means first thing what you will do is you will basically try to verify who called you. You'll try to get it, but then you see that it is some random number. It is some fake number. Number two is what? Number two is you immediately, so you're an IAS officer. You immediately contact your SP. You ask them, I got an information like this. Can you just verify this? Some riot is breaking open over there. SP immediately rings the police station, everything. SP gets back to you and SP says, oh, okay, yes, ma'am, something has happened there. I'm rushing there immediately. This is the case. So you tell them that, okay, let me know if things get out of control. I will immediately issue section 163. Preventive orders in urgent cases of nuisance or apprehended danger. Executive magistrate to issue written orders where, in the magistrate's opinion, immediate prevention or speedy remedy is necessary to prevent. What do you do? It is like your old section 144 CRPC, 163 of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Old section 144 CRPC, that means more than 2 or 3 people should not form as a crowd. This you will give. Immediately you give it. You give it for a few hours, etc. Once it is done, it is over. All right. Now, this obstruction of public servants in the discharge of their duties. Police should not allow to use gun to students. Police did not use gun anywhere. That is never going to happen. Banning NEET is never going to happen. That earlier Tamil Nadu government under Chief Minister Stalin had tried to pass a bill which was turned down by the President of India. Tamil Nadu is still inside India only. They cannot actually pass an independent bill telling that we don't want to be part of NEET. They can never ever do that. All right. Now, this point here, this is what most of the Gen Z has forgotten. Now, under the agreement signed between the CJP and the government, what is the clause there? FIRs will not be filed against peaceful protesters. Note the point. FIR will not be filed against peaceful protesters. But those ones who have touched the vehicle, pushed the vehicle, destroyed the vehicle, from there they have taken fingerprints. Those people who have hit cops, etc., their video footage is available. In fact, some of the cops who were present there, they were actually wearing our Ray-Ban Meta frames, recording everything in real time. Now, Jantar Mantar is going to be cleared, the noise, everything subsides, everything is over. Who is going to come knocking on your doors? Cops. Cops will come knocking on your door. It's simple. If I try to walk, you stopped me. You came and stood in front of me. I am a cop fully in uniform. You stopped me from going ahead. When that becomes obstruction. You might have stood there because cameras are there, social media, whatever is there. You thought, okay, I will become a hero or a heroine. Kya be, kaun hai be, all that. Okay. That is obstruction. So, all those people who obstructed police officers, riot police officers, from carrying out their lawful duty or protested in a violent manner, even made videos abusing Delhi police, abusing Indian army, they are all going to face the music. Bottom line is that, and let me tell you, once an FIR is filed, once an FIR is filed, you are done. You are done. Because as I explained in my Praram polity class, this is mass hysteria. The boys at least should know it. When you are basically if you have indulged in college fights and all, you should be knowing it. Everybody is hitting, you will also feel, I also punched. That sort of a thing. Got the point here? It is not that you pulled somebody out, come, you come. That is not the case. If you actually see the way the cops were attacked also, how was it? Few people will attack and they will run away. Their faces, everything covered. Correct? FIR will be filed on them. Don't worry. Delhi Police, Ministry of Home Affairs, everybody will now pounce on all those people. Once an FIR is filed, forget government job. None of this you are going to get. None of this. See, it is easy to say, Pranay Adari, self-defense it was, all that. But let me tell you, it has to be proved in a court of law. FIR is filed. Do you think that case will, that is today the FIR is filed, tomorrow your case will be taken up in Delhi High Court or Delhi Court? It will take months together. And anybody who checks, does a background verification check on your name, they are going to find that FIR number. Because these days it is no more the old system. It is crime and criminal tracking network system, where once an FIR is registered, it gets digitally entered. Digitally it is entered into the system, not into some pen and paper, one book in some police station. Digitally it enters, and your Aadhaar also will be linked to it. Aadhaar or any identification, government ID card will be linked to it. Police in civil dress. I am glad that somebody asked this. Women can harass. I am not saying you cannot file a counter case. You can file. I am not telling that you cannot file and all. You can file. But my point here, you are understanding. Do you really think once this FIR is registered, by when the verdict will come out, you really think at that time, be it CJP, be it Aam Aadmi Party, be it Congress, be it anybody will come for your aid other than that individual? See, I know this. At that heat of the moment when everybody were hitting, you also went and hit. Maybe it is something like that. You had no intention. But for your good luck, your photo came in full. The others had their faces covered. For that one hit that you gave, which was not even lethal, it is captured in full HD version. Police have submitted the evidence in court. Prima facie, there is evidence against you. FIR has been filed. Future is screwed. Because it involved violence on a officer who was in uniform, nobody will come anywhere near you. Got the point? Protest you did, education ministers and all that is great, fantastic. But once the music ends, once the noise ends, reality starts kicking in. And the reality is what? Once you start facing the music at a personal level, nobody will be there to support you. Ankita, in Lati there is nail, there is no evidence for it. That is evidence means, see, I will tell you. The CJP protesters, okay, CJP plus other student protesters, I'll put it like that. CJP plus student protesters, they are making one claim. Cops on the other side, they are giving another claim. Claim is going on. Ultimately, then this is correct. This is correct. If you ask me, I don't know. Because based on few Instagram reels or YouTube reels, we can't come to a conclusion. That is the bottom line. What am I telling here? You raised your hand. You put your hand on a cop. Or you abused Delhi police in words. Even right to freedom of expression is not going to protect you. You will face the music. That time FIR will get registered. You are no more a peaceful protester. You tried to bring dishonor or disintegrate Delhi police. I mean, police can put the FIR in such a way that you won't come out of it easily. Got the picture here? In 1 year itself, you will end up visiting 6 to 7 times. Probably you will end up going to the court. Maybe 12 to 15 times you will end up visiting the police station. Got the point here? Understand that very clearly. You simply stood there. Some cop came and hit you. You have a video. You can go and sue the cop. That is also possible. I'm not telling that is not possible. You can sue the cop. You can put a case on the cop. Got the point here? Next. Now somebody asked me, what about the cops coming in plain clothes? This is generally a standard practice, to be very honest. Across India, this is a standard practice, especially when large crowds are there. Cops are placed in between those crowds silently, just to look like one among them. That is the purpose of it. But in the case of the riots, the crowd management, whatever happened in Delhi, it was found that these people had used lathis on the protesters, which came under scanner because they were not having name badge, nothing. Finally, when I think just now today the strike, everything ended. I think today morning or something only, commissioner issued a notification telling that all the plainclothes men should come in this thing. Should come in uniform only, no more plain clothes. The plain clothes actual purpose is not to use lathis or anything. It is basically to stand between the crowd and sense what is the crowd's pulse, which direction it is going. Are they cooking something? Or are there any other criminal elements present in the crowd? That is the main purpose of it. Getting the point? Now, to the final part. So, education minister has resigned. So, like I told you, I've always said this also. June 22nd, FCRA Act was amended. FCRA notification came out. June 28th was when Sonam Wangchuk joined the protest and started his hunger strike. July 20th, were they actually planned for the Chalo Sansad, was also the day when this was supposed to be taken there. This matter, FCRA notification, that is, that bill had to be presented there. Now, Sansad, that is the parliament, it is not a place where anybody can march in like that. It is a high security zone again. That is why if you would have seen those videos again, they had CRPF deployed. If this is the gate, CRPF was deployed completely with guns loaded standing there. Because they meant business. They were basically like, okay, if an attack happens, we are ready. If anybody comes, we are ready. Got the picture here? Now coming to the next part. Like how some people are saying, okay, now education minister resigned, later the finance minister, then maybe Nitin Gadkari ji, and then finally the prime minister. All of them will resign and the government will fall. That is what most people are expecting or thinking. All right. Shlok Mahajan, it is allowed. It is allowed. Like that is what I told you. It is actually a national practice. Every police force does that. CJP are sorry from particular police, even ACP. What about that? See, CJP are sorry, all that you leave aside. CJP asking sorry is over. What I told you, you are not understanding. CJP also, even entire CJP leaders, did anybody indulge in violence personally? Did anybody attack the cops personally? No. So they won't face any case or charges because their protest was peaceful. The students who were there who got triggered and emotionally charged because सब लोग मार रहे थे, मैं भी जाकर 2-3 दे देता हूं, they, whoever got captured in the camera, they will face the music. Guaranteed. Coming to this part, if everybody resigns, will the government collapse? Answer is no. For the simple reason that ours is a system that works on the basis of majority. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Whoever has more than 50% of the seats in Lok Sabha, only they will form the government. Out of the 543 odd seats, 333 seats belongs to the NDA. In other words, even if the entire Prime Minister and Council of Ministers resigns, all that the NDA have to do is field a new candidate and say that this is our Prime Minister. Any MP from this, they can say this is our Prime Minister and he has the support of all the 332 MPs. President will have to allow them to form the government. That means whatever happens till 2029, it is NDA government. Whether they resign or they don't resign. Got the point here? It doesn't change anything. $1 million question is, well, systemic reforms, is that happening? Well, even before the resignation, it was said that NEET will become online. NEET will become online. Number of attempts as well as age restrictions has been put in place. These are some of the changes that has already been brought even before the resignation. To what extent this will be effective, we will have to wait and watch. Because just in case if you people are thinking he is supporting this government, blah, 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 2017 SSC leak, I am a victim of it. All right. For the marks that I scored that year, I should have easily secured an inspector post with CBI or NIA. Aram se. But in the language of the Supreme Court, at least 500 to 1,000 people had entered illegally into that rank list, which escalated the cutoff by 100 to 120 marks. That is the only reason I did not get this. Got the picture here? Otherwise, I would have been in this. My preference was this, to get into NIA. Outdoor activity, basically. I hate to sit down. Got the point here? So I know what it is when an exam gets cancelled or when a question paper gets leaked, etc. The tier 2 exam, what I wrote, I had to rewrite it again. And I had performed really well in the first exam, in the first tier 2. The second tier 2, I didn't do that well. Whom will I go and complain? After that only this whole NTA, everything started coming out. The entire NTA, everything came out after that. But even then again SSC paper leak was there. NEET leak was there. Got the point here? Is it because at the government level they are like, okay, let us leak this paper? No. Desperation. Only these 3 jobs are considered to be. Male cops cannot touch female crowd. It is against the law. It is true. It is against the law. But again, there is no blanket restriction for that. I will tell you, because if the female is becoming really violent and uncontrollable, you can intervene. It is a very, I will tell you, it is a very gray area. We can always say when we are on this side of the fence we are sitting in, we can say, government, police cannot do that. We can say that. But what if that female is uncontrollable? That level, no protest has happened in Jantar Mantar. That is another story. That level, it has not happened. So whichever cop videos are there where they have harassed females, etc., they can get a suspension. Not a suspension. One cop I heard, he slapped a lady and he was sent back to his old posting, district posting or something. So these three jobs are the only high value jobs in this country. As long as that is the scenario, leaks will be there. Current laws are basically such that if you are involved in a paper leak, in a question paper leak, you're directly involved means you won't get bail. It is a non-bailable offense. Number two, it is a cognizable offense. What is cognizable? Cognizable means a magistrate's order is not required to arrest. If it is found that you are involved in this paper leak, you can be arrested without any magistrate's order. Straight away, cops can come and arrest you and go. And it is also non-compoundable. Non-compoundable means no out-of-court settlement. Not trying to quickly try to reach some amicable solution. Nothing. That entire trial will get completed, and court will give you a punishment, a quantum sentence they will give you. So the laws are already tough. Then why is it that the papers are still leaking? Because it is happening at the grassroots level, like I've said a million times. Peons, guards. Guards means not your security guards or something. Normal gatekeepers, etc. will be there. Na. So people who are hardly earning 20,000 rupees, etc. You offer them, let us say, I will give you 1.5 lakh. Or let us say, forget 1.5 lakh is such a low amount. 3 lakh you give. Person is wholly earning, you are giving his entire annual salary, more than his annual salary. Why won't he do it? Because what he is thinking is, it is okay. Zyada se zyada, I will go to jail for 3 years, but I'll get 3 lakh na. Because there is no provision in Indian law, what money you get out of corruption, that should be taken away. That provision is not there. So this 3 lakh, whatever security guard or clerk it is, he can give it to his wife or his mama, chacha, bhatija, anybody. Go to jail, come back. And in our jail system again, probably for good behavior, etc., 1.5, 2 years, they'll come out. They'll probably get their job also back. Which rule is there in Indian system, criminal justice system, which says that an officer once found guilty of corruption will be terminated from service? That provision is not there. You do corruption, you spend the jail term, you come back, they are back. 3 lakh. Why won't he do it again? Won't do it again and again? Think. At the central level, if the minister himself has personally done it, he has to resign. But we're sitting in Delhi, how is he going to control one corrupt clerk or a peon in Maharashtra? How is he going to do that? Who will get to know? Getting the picture here. So we all are part of this. Our fascination with these three, only these three are worthy jobs in this country. Anything else, you are all lesser mortals. That is the attitude. See, administration means understand. What is administration? I'm a PABAT faculty, by the way. You're talking about education minister, all the way down to a clerk or a peon. They are all involved. They are all involved. And was it only a clerk or a peon? Why? Who was ready to pay this clerk or peon? Who was ready to pay them? Again, somebody, some greedy person, correct? Who was ready to sell that to students or to parents. Understand this. One person's resignation will not change anything. Because again, for example, let me tell you, what have you fetched out of this resignation, by the way? He is still an MP. He is not a minister. Know the difference between the two. He is still an MP. So what have you fetched? He is still part of the government. Ruling party's MP he is. He has not resigned as an MP. He has only resigned as a minister. So does he have to vacate his government residence? No. Will his government car be taken away from him? No. What about the security and the other paraphernalias, whatever he enjoys? Nothing. Whatever he has to get as an MP, everything he gets. He's just not a minister anymore. So what have we fetched there? Think na. We think, yes, he resigned. Like, he can be put in another portfolio next. Now the protest, everything is over. Fine. He has resigned as an education minister. Tomorrow he can be placed, let us say, under a totally different ministry. Say, for example, Ministry of Coal. Then what will we do? Interestingly enough, in that protest, did anybody say, why are there no leaks for IIT JEE? We want NEET to have the same standards of IIT JEE. We want SSC CGL to have the standards of IIT JEE. I can say this because I was a victim of SSC CGL 2017 paper leak. SSC MTS, SSC CHSL. Every exam in this country should have the standards of IIT JEE. We can demand it, right? When one exam, how is it that this one exam is running so smoothly, whereas all the other exams are going so bonkers? That's it. Minister resign or not resign doesn't make any sense. That doesn't ensure the reform in the system. Reform we need. We need the system to become so strong. And yes, the law to be so strong where कि अगर सोच भी लिया ना, even if you think about leaking the paper, you should feel the fear. No, this will become too much. This can't will go to another level. Like that, the fear should be there. But this is India at the end of the day. We know what our legal systems and court systems are. No idea, Yashpal, because that is what we are. See, Dharmendra, my point is not Dharmendra Pradhan resigned or not. What is the main purpose of this? Leak shouldn't happen again. Correct. For that, put a system in place. What type of system? System what is there for IIT JEE? People are telling it is a victory. Maybe it is a victory for a few. But when I see it, when I look at it, he's still an MP. He will enjoy everything. Tomorrow he may become another portfolio's ministry, another ministry he will handle. So what is the big deal here? What have we effectively achieved? Got the picture here? And see, just because for NEET 20 lakh people are writing it doesn't give it any special status. NEET is just tip of the iceberg. What about that? Got the point? That also need, right? So we need a system that is followed everywhere. We need a proper system for this because ultimately, remember, education comes under concurrent list. It is the responsibility of both the state and the center. That is generally what they will do. And for that, now nobody will. Now, immediately, I don't think they will do that. Maybe 6 months down the line, 7 months down the line. Because in India, again, I will tell you, there is this famous thing what we say in Malayalam. It's a Malayalam movie's dialogue again. Or I don't know whether it is a saying also. So it goes something like this. Frog is dead. This is breaking news as long as till snake is dead. This is breaking news till When you keep getting something bigger and bigger, people will forget the old one. So it simply means Tavala chattadu vartha, Pambu chavunnadu vare, Pambu chattadu vartha, Parindu chavunnadu vare. Angane. Rough translation I already told you in English. As long once the frog dies, till the snake is dead, this is news. Once snake is dead, this becomes the next news. That's it. 6 months down the line, we'll be behind something else. That time they will slowly post him as minister to this. Finished. Nobody will care. Welcome to the greatest circus in the world, Indian politics. And who knows by then, by 2029, how many ex-CJPs will become BJP. That time also come and call me brainwashed, RSS ideologue, all that. Raghav Chadda, who had called BJP a gang of goons or gundas or whatever, he went and joined BJP. You need another level of, shamelessness to actually make a statement like that and then go and join that party also. Getting the point here. He who had so many things to talk about the middle class problems, etc., now he maintained a total radio silence when it came to NEET protests. All right. Study well, clear the exam, get into a job or upskill yourself. If you can get out of the country, do that, but get into a job. If you take care of yourself, only you will be, your family, everybody will get the benefit of it. You unnecessarily take up things which are not at all concerning you or bothering you. Remember, this is India. You should have power with you or you should have money with you. With middle class level problems, middle class level aspirations and dreams, don't drag yourself to anything. You can only save somebody from drowning if you know how to swim. Remember that always. Are Ishika, it is okay. See, that is what I told you. It is easier to argue with this Andhbhakt, but not with left liberals. Trust me. I have always seen that. Andhbhakt, all hardcore BJP supporters are there. Na? You can actually go and talk with them. They will also admit somewhere, that we shouldn't have done. They will somewhere admit it. Not left liberals. They will immediately give you names, titles they will give you. It is okay. After all, it is a democracy. What else to expect? If you could change one thing about the education system, what it could be? It is not education system, people. It is basically to respect every human being irrespective of their caste, color, creed, sex. Fundamentally, if I had powers, means I want powers of God. God level powers I need, so that I can turn the DNA, change the thinking of every Indian family here. That a person's respect shouldn't come from which caste they belong to or which religion they belong to, which job they are doing. It should come only from the way they speak and what they do. That is the power I need. Unfortunately, I know in this life I will not get it. Let anybody come. Ade Malayaliana, ISO 9001 2005. Pralhad Joshi game. Fine. Conclusion of the class from the beginning. All the topics. Simply not possible, brother. Already 9:40. Send me this thing. Request to at Nikhil Rampabad. There you sent. You're welcome. Evelyn, Sneha, Manish Singh Yadav. These MPs should also need to go through some exams before contesting election. Most of our freedom fighters did not even go to basic school also, but they are celebrated today for their this thing only. So we cannot actually say that. One of our greatest prime minister, what we had, Lal Bahadur Shastri Saab, he also did not have any formal education. So you cannot actually put that as a criteria. Getting the point here. Now that obviously Rajput, Yashpal Singh Rajput, that is never going to happen. Caste will remain here for at least another 100 years. Caste will be there. There is no doubt about it. Like I told you, the only hope now is that because people don't marry, there won't be any children. And eventually what will happen is the whole purpose of reservation, etc., will slowly start diluting now. Got the point? Not immediately. I would say maybe 50 years from now. Maybe, yeah, close to 2080, 2090. By then, slowly we'll see that the number of enrollments to school is less, number of babies are less. That is what it is. I will start. Yeah, Harshita. Government tactics. See, I still believe in it, that FCRA amendment, to basically put that bill in the parliament and to get it passed. Because now the opposition will have to take this up. Take that bill and they will have to like discuss on it and get it passed now. Now there are no more further delaying tactics. Even then, it is basically, see, it's basically like, see, कर लिया ना अभी, हमने कर लिया, अब क्या है प्रॉब्लम, कर लिया ना हम, बस करो अभी. That sort of a thing it is. That sort of a thing. We have done it now, na? Now keep quiet. We have done it. We have removed him. Now what else you want? So now it is almost like the ball is back in the court of the government now. Because it literally put an end to everything. Alright. Because see, going by the BJP's tactics, etc., generally they don't do that. They generally don't ask their ministers to resign based on public protest. They have never done that. This is again the first time. So that is what it is. So it will be pretty interesting to watch Indian politics in the coming months. Till 2029, it is going to be very interesting. Because ultimately we are talking about few people like Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah in the BJP. They will have some trump card up their sleeve. What it is, we'll have to wait and watch. I am unable to read your comments, people. Arey, please, to every one of you, I am humbly requesting. I said this strictly from UPSC perspective and strictly from the perspective of a middle class son or daughter. Don't indulge in these things when you don't have the backings for it. Understand that. It is not so easy. It is nice to become viral and all for a few days. But as somebody rightfully said, just because you're having a few followers in social media doesn't mean that you will be having their support. It is easy to press a button and say subscribe or follow. Understand that. Second thing, my humble request again, stay away from social media. Or like what I have done, I started watching a few purposefully. I started watching repeated basis per these comedy videos. Only that is now coming in my feed. Otherwise, my feed was literally polluted with this Jantar Mantar protest, with both the sides giving their side of the narrative. Pro-government, anti-government. Stay away from it, because the more you keep watching it, you will feel that the whole thing is gone for a toss. Resignation was a win for BJP. See, bottom line, they are already won. They are the party in power. They are the government. And like I told you, even if the Prime Minister resigns, it won't change anything. They have the numbers with them. Opposition, on the other hand, if you look at it, Congress lost their long-term ally, DMK. Trinamool Congress is almost finished. In UP, there is only one major opposition, which is Samajwadi Party. So if you look at actually Congress opposition, it is very, very weak. Getting the picture here. So nothing is changing effectively. Understand that. The whole thing that this is a victory for us, defeat for BJP, I don't see where is the defeat. Even with the current numbers, as per a channel that reported in from the state of Kerala, BJP, even now they have 300 plus numbers. Even if an election were to, for 2029 also if you count now, they already have 300 plus MPs in their kitty. 300 plus they already have. So they are already crossed the magic number. 272 they have already crossed. Thanks to all the Operation Lotus MPs who have went and joined, from Aam Aadmi Party also, whoever have went and joined, everything putting together, they have the number. That's it. So how and on what basis are people telling that this is a victory, this is a victory? Arey, 2029 is also there in their pocket, man. So what are you telling? What victory are you talking about here? Should I leave this country in future? If you get an opportunity, leave. That is what I would tell you. See, no, that anti-national, national, these are all just terms and terminologies. All right. Again, $1 million question is, have they been really a banned organization? No. Has the court found anything, or the judiciary or the Indian criminal justice system has found anything where Congress has indulged in anti-national activity? No. So these are all political statements being told here and there. Leave it aside. Not important. No direct evidence to prove that Sonam Wangchuk started it before because of that. But the timing is impeccable. I always look at things from that perspective only. The timing is impeccable. June 22nd that bill comes, June 20th he joins. Oh, that is where I am like, why? That's it. Glad to know, Shanaya. Parents carry out the funeral of a living woman after she marries outside her caste in Jharkhand. Hey, Bhagavan. Let's see what happens in UP elections. Manish Singh, unfortunately or fortunately, people who spend their time in Insta or YT, they are not actually the vote bank. The vote bank, if you really see, are those people. 81 crore people are dependent on National Food Security Mission for their food. These are the same set of people. If you give them 1,000 rupees freebie, 2,000 rupees freebie, they will take it up. And that will decide the outcome or the fate of the election. That is the bottom line. Getting the point here? That is the major bottom line. So the bottom of the society, the unorganized sector, the labor class, the working class, the blue-collared workers, they are the real deciding factor when it comes to the outcome of an election. That is the bottom line. And when is the election? Still time is there, right? Do you think by then people will be remembering it? I have no idea. Absolutely, Melville. Mainstream media bought and purchased already by all the major political parties, right? Like 3-4 channels you have to watch actually to know what is the news. Is freebie culture practiced in any other country? Not to the best of my knowledge. You can become a researcher if you want. Take care, Basavaraj. Rukkaya. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ನೈಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ, ಹೋಗಿ ಊಟ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೆ ಆಚೋಡು ನಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡು. ವಿಜಯ್ PM 2029. It's a regional party. Even I wish if he becomes the Prime Minister, man, seriously. I mean, Tamil Nadu people are really lucky to have him. That I will also say. One fellow who doesn't need money has finally entered the system. Nobody is ready to protest against reservation system for the same reason now. OBC, SC, ST, major vote bank. This is a major vote bank, people. Play with this and that's it. You can forget the elections. You're welcome, Pavitran. Will I vote for him means if TVK has to form as a party in Kerala, and then there should be a TVK leader standing as a candidate from Thrissur constituency where I have my vote. Then maybe yes, I will go and put a vote for him. Tulu Barala. See, moral, we need not change India. We just need to change ourselves. See, why you think caste and religion still matters in this country? The day when intercaste marriages, inter-religion marriages happens in this country without drama, politics will stop talking about caste, will stop talking about religion. So we should be the change. Reservation Yashpal Singh Rajput, I again go by fact. I've said this earlier also. When it comes to Group A, comma B services, even after reservation since so many years, more than 30 years, I guess, close to 30 years now, general category dominates the reserved category. It is only for very lowest among the Group C and Group D jobs that the reserved category dominates the general category or the unreserved category. This is the statistics. And even in terms of educational outcome, income, everything you take, still the unreserved category dominates the reserved category. Even after so many years of reservation. So going by this data, only one option is there. We have to keep reservation continuing. That's the only thing available. Only thing, the next thing to do is subcategorization. Strictly it should be followed. Like how you have creamy layer in OBC, you need subcategorization in within the SC as well as later the ST communities, so that the deserving communities get the reservation. And Supreme Court has also made a ruling, an observation telling that reservation should only be once for one generation. That is, if this generation I got the reservation, again I shouldn't, my son, then my grandchildren, they all shouldn't be getting reservation year on year on year on year. Once it is received, then that should be the end of it. Supreme Court made a observation, has not become a rule or anything. Clear? Yeah. Even I saw that. Whoever have spoken against Vijay or about him, they have all been arrested. I saw that even in the editorial article had come. I did not take it up only because nothing specific or concrete there. Other than, freedom of speech and expression, if it is not allowed, how it will affect the democracy. That's that thing. That I agree with. Tejaswini, thank you. Hydrated. Somebody said about that. Vaishnavi, thank you. Maybe I will. I may go to Bhutan or somewhere, if possible. Even if you crack NEET, you don't crack any exam. Please, I have seen many students telling this. I will crack this exam so that I am deserving to meet you. Then to meet me, you don't have to crack any exam. I am not your parent, father or mother. Max to max, an elder brother. To meet me, you don't have to crack any exam. Trust me. I will value a human being for what you are, not because of you cracked some exam, you didn't crack some exam. All right. No idea. SSC CG, I'll go with the question paper. That's it. I've been to Assam, Guwahati. Yeah, Bhutan is really good place. My sister and my brother-in-law is there. Hopefully, if things become so ugly here, maybe I'll pack my bags and go there. Why TN is silent about NEET? Why TN should interfere in it? TVK party, correct? And they have so many other things to worry about in Tamil Nadu. So why should they be worried? Being neutral, it's all very, very simple. Don't be politically, don't consider yourself as I am this, I am that. Getting the point here. For example, the reason why I was called an RSS ideologue was I liked a post. I liked a post which basically said that anything where anybody says anything against the army, the police, I will not tolerate it. And the post was basically telling that I'm a proud Hindu nationalist. There is nothing wrong in that, right? Hindu means what? It is my religion. I have every right to be proud about my religion. Right to practice, profess, propagate, conscience. I have the right. Right? Then next is what? Nationalist. I love my country. I love its institutions. I will never tolerate any insult given to army and police. Police to an extent, okay, I will let it go. But army, my own brother is in the army. Otherwise, also I have immense respect for the defense forces. My own brother, 6 years younger to me, he's in the army. You insult the army, that is where I draw the line. I have every right. That is, I respect the parliament. I respect the judiciary. I respect the government, irrespective of who it is. So, in my state of Kerala, as well as in the current place where I am residing, Congress party is in power. Center, it is BJP. I will respect both. Why should I put it in boxes? Both are democratically elected governments. So, I have to respect it. I have to respect the institutions of this country. For that reason, that person told, you are an RSS ideologue. I was like, you give counter to the arguments that I have made. Fact with fact. But instead, you have decided to bracket me. Go ahead. Nice to know Shubhanur, Yashpal Singh. Where can I meet you? I'm in Bangalore. How to create a civil servant mindset? No need to create a mindset and all. Just study the syllabus, revise the question papers, more than enough. Ideal hero, enda devame. Okay, repeated questions only. My name should also be there in today's current affairs. Dharmendra Pradhan Bhajpa. Oh my good lord. I am from Kerala. Did anybody see that the username was Dharmendra Pradhan Bhajpa? Oh God. Why BJP is struggling in Kerala? They are no more struggling. They have already made one MP is there, 3 MLAs are there. Next, they will become opposition. Then they will secure the power. Just like what happened in West Bengal and Tripura. Yeah. Thank you, Janvi. Relationship and preparation. How are you so fit? I don't drink. I don't smoke. I try to exercise at least 4 days in a week. Getting older, right? So now it is that stage. I'm at that stage where I have a high risk of getting a heart attack. So 30 to 45 is the risk age today, where you have a high risk of getting your first heart attack. So I'm trying to work out and trying to eat clean. 4 days in a week, weight training, avoiding as much as possible chocolates, etc., etc. Let's call it a day then, people. How to study PSIR? My option is public administration, brother Siddharth. What you can do is visit the previous year question papers and see the topics which are asked the most, and on that basis, start preparing it. That is one way, but it will be a little hard to do it. You have to be very consistent and disciplined. Instead, what I would demand is please take up optional course from this thing, PW. That will be better. Sadia, nice to know that. Nah, I hate dark chocolate. No, I don't stay in Delhi. I stay in Bangalore. How to avoid sugary food? You should not ask me that. I am a very, very sugary person. Trust me. I'm controlling. That's it. I'm the last person to advise how to control sugary food. All right, people. The usual push-ups, pull-ups. It's consistency, people. There also it is consistency. Regularly, if you do it, that's it. 2028, when should I enroll in an optional batch? Better do it as early as possible, brother. Get it out of